What's going on, everybody? If you hear me, my computer's frozen, so I apologize for anybody that's joining the show. I'm freezing right now, so I'm trying to get out of freeze mode to let me know that I'm not connected. Ah, there you go. So now I'm not. Now I'm connected. My apologies to everybody for any for being late. For one, I apologize for everybody being late. That is never the expectations of the A60 show. I always like to be early. I like to be on time, but more importantly, I like to be prompt. And I think going through this process, of course, we know how the internet can work. It can be out of control. It can be crazy. And that's exactly what's been going on. My internet has been going off all day. So I apologize if any inconsistencies. I apologize for any interruptions, any freezing that goes on. My apologies. Today is a bad internet day, so I apologize. But I do want to do this interview with this gentleman. So, in saying that, let's get this party started. Welcome to the A60 Show. I'll be your host, A60. Um, if any and everybody would like to share and like this episode, please do so right now. If you're just joining us, please like and share this episode. Also, if you want to see this episode a little bit later, please go to my YouTube channel and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Chopping It Up with A60 is the YouTube channel. Once again, it's Chopping It Up with A60. You can watch all my old shows that I have done. I've had a lot of guests on here. I have something big going on starting next week, and then we're going to carry it on to the following week going into December. I got another big interview coming up with a couple of people doing some re-interviews now that I'm on a better platform. So that's what we're going to be doing. Okay, first I want to give a special shout out to all my family on the East Coast, West Coast, my Brooklyn family, my Texas family. Got to give a lot of shout outs. Shout out to all the sponsors that help and with making A60 my Elite Learners family, Kamara and Al. Thank you for always opening your doors for me. Um, Special shout out to my man T.O. May you rest in peace. You know, you was a big part of how the A60 show began. So I want to give you salute and praises as always. I want to give a shout out to my JC1 Printing, my boy Uncle, who always do my A60 shirts. Good looking. I also want to give a shout out to um, Queens Defenders, my boy Dagger. He's doing a lot of big things out there in Queens. If you're looking for a basketball program, I recommend you go and talk to him. He's definitely somebody that you'll want to be involved with. Also, I want to give a shout out to my Texas Rebels family. We'll be back this spring and summer. We'll be back this spring and summer. So be on the lookout for that. Also, I want to give a shout out to my Spencer Squire Foundation for always helping out. Anna, Patrick, Ryan, Jack, thank you for always supporting me and give you a special shout out. Shout out to my guy Stan. He's with a new company now, so special shout out to him. And then we're going to move forward. We're going to do a lot of talking today. Today we're going to talk about, not just softball. We're going to talk about mental health. We're going to talk about life as an athlete, because it's not easy when you have family. How do you deal with that when you're traveling from park to park on the weekends, during the week, sometimes playing 6, 7 games out the weekend? How do your family handle that? Raising kids. So we're going to talk about that. We also going to talk about the parks. Of course, the parks is very big, and we want to make sure we talk about those parks because they're real big. We're real big difference in who we are today. Um, Also, what else we need to talk about? Pretty much everything. So we're gonna have us a little fun. We're gonna have some conversation. We're gonna have some tea, and we're just gonna enjoy ourselves today. This gentleman I'm bringing onto the show, he couldn't even remember that we played together, which is the funny thing. That is very funny. He didn't even remember that we played together on a team called the Cubs, which is This is the weirdest thing. Obviously, I must have a good impression if he didn't remember that we played together. This brother's been playing in the parks for years, and I mean for years. Not just playing straight in, not just playing arc, not just playing fast pitch, but every time I noticed that they needed a pitcher, Ron always popped up, and he had a great pitch. I don't know if I got some good hits off him or not, but he'll tell you that story. I can't remember getting too many hits off of him because he did a great job against me, against a lot of teams. He's also won some championships, and we're going to talk about that. We're also going to talk about the culture of playing in Kingston and in St. John's and the pressure of playing in both parks. That's something that we definitely going to talk about. Playing on certain teams. How did he choose his teams that he wanted to play for? Because I know he's played for a lot of teams. They asked for his services. But more importantly, outside of softball, he's a great man. He's always tuning into the show. I happen to reach out to him and say, hey, man, you know what? Why don't you do an interview because of the simple fact that you have history in these parks. But not just that, everybody has a story to tell. And I want him to tell his side of the story. So, ladies and gentlemen, bringing to the show, we're going to bring my man, Mr. Ron Darby, to the show. Ron, what up, baby?
What's up, Al? How are you?
How are you?
I'm great, thank you. Great, very blessed. Yes, I am. How are you?
Man, another day,
Ah,
above Florida is better than any day.
yeah. This sort of caught me off guard. I was never expecting anything like this, but it's a pleasure to be on your show. I watch it every episode you ever put out, and
Man,
you've
I
had some
appreciate
great guys on there, guys I played with against, and my stories as far as Kingston go. I never knew it was an all black league in Brooklyn,
it.
and when I came down there to play, it was like a different world for me because I'm used to playing in the Spanish leagues.
Right.
You know, yeah. I mean,
Mhm.
I go way back. I mean,
Yeah, yeah,
I
we
don't
we
know.
gonna get into all that. We gonna
Yeah,
get into all
hmm
that. We're gonna get into all that.
yeah.
And I
So you
appreciate you
shoot and I'll
for always
try to
tuning.
answer.
Hey, I got you. I got you.
Yeah.
I appreciate you for always tuning in. Every time I check,
Oh
you
yeah,
always
yeah,
tune
definitely,
in. You're the
man.
first one.
Softball is my thing, man.
Yeah. So
Softball, baseball, basketball, football, all that's my thing.
oh, no question,
That's
no
my
question.
thing. Like I said, it's a pleasure and I thank you.
Oh, no problem, King. No problem.
hmm
Ron, let everybody know where you from originally. Let everybody know where you from.
Well, I was born in Orangeburg, South Carolina.
Oh,
I
okay,
moved to New York on Bradford Street between Riverdale and Livonia in 1968. I was 8 years old,
okay,
and me and my brothers and sisters, my mother, and my father came first. I think with my aunt, one of my aunts, and then we came later. And I've been in New York since then up to 5 years ago. I've been in Virginia now for 5 years.
okay.
You know,
Okay.
so Brooklyn, New York is all I've ever known. I mean, I've lived a
Sounds
few
good.
other places, but Brooklyn, New York is where I started baseball, softball, whatever you want to call it. That's where it started at.
That's what's up.
You know,
That's what's up.
yeah, that's where it started at. So that's where I'm originally from. Grew up in East New York.
Hmm.
You know, and it was a fun time for me.
What high
You
school you
know,
went to?
I went to Thomas Jefferson.
Okay.
I went to my junior high school was actually IS 55 on Bergen Street.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. No, I was 55. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, man. What? Yeah, my last,
Yeah.
my, I want to say, my first year there. I think Sean Dunston was on that team.
Oh, I teach Thomas Jefferson. Okay. Was he the only one
Yeah,
there at that
Sean
time?
Dunston, the shortstop for the Cubs.
Yeah. 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 Hmm.
Yeah, he was. I think he was there, but I didn't finish high school there.
Hmm.
Because we moved out of the neighborhood, and I think we moved to Queens. And I think I finished at. I think I went to John Jay after that.
John Jay.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's been a while, but
Any
yeah,
ball
man. But
players you play with?
huh?
Any ball players you played with that you can remember? Probably played professional at that time when you was in high school.
He was about the most famous one.
Okay.
He was the most famous one.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. He was the most famous one that I can remember offhand right now. I mean, there was a lot of good ball players that came out of Jefferson.
Right.
But I went to Jefferson. I think I was there for like a year. I did my first high school year there, and then we moved from
Mm.
there and we moved to Jamaica, Queens.
Oh
hmm
wow. Okay.
Yeah, man. But I know a lot of, as far as famous people goes. Nah, he was the only one, and I just knew him like, hey, who knew what he was gonna be, but that was Sean to everybody. That's just Sean.
Oh man, I
Yeah.
heard he was a good guy.
Oh yeah, he really was. He's a good dude. I met him. Actually, met him at Shea Stadium one time
Oh
at a
okay.
Met game.
Mhm.
At a Met game. Uh huh. But yeah, man, I've been playing. I want to say baseball since I was what, 5, 6 maybe in South Carolina.
Okay, that's good.
Nothing organized or nothing. Just me and my brothers. I had nine. I had 10 brothers. So we had a softball team. We had a team.
Right.
But yeah, back then, and then when I came to New York, um, I was playing baseball. I actually had two tryouts with the Mets minor league team when they used to be in upstate New York before they became the Cyclones.
Mhm.
And this was in 88, 89, and then, 9 and 81. No, this was in 78, 79. In
Right.
81, they had actually called me for a third tryout
Mhm.
because back then you could get an open tryout. Doesn't You don't have to be in college or anything like that. And I did fairly well. They gave me another call,
Right.
and at that time is when I found out that my ex-wife was pregnant with my oldest child, and that
Oh,
just
okay.
blew everything out the water. So that's
It's
what it
very-
is. What it is wasn't my thing in life, I guess, my destination in life. But I started playing softball. If we want to talk about that.
Yeah, I wanted to know when did you give up? You gave up baseball, if you ever did, and then when did you make that transition into softball?
Um, I stopped playing actual baseball when I was 23. My daughter was 2 years old at the time,
Hmm.
and I was playing in this Mexican league out in Red Hook, and it was pretty good. And that's how actually I got into softball. I got into softball playing baseball through a
Hmm.
friend of mine. But years before that, in '77, I met a guy. You know who I'm going to talk about too? A guy named Butch Nelson.
Mm.
I met Butch Nelson in East New York. That was the first softball team I ever played on in my life. He had a team called the Aces.
Hmm.
No, the Spades. I'm sorry, the Spades.
Spades. Okay.
And we used to play sandlot ball. And he saw me one day. He said, "Yo, you want to play softball?" I'm like, I don't know what the hell that is. He said, "Yeah, it's like baseball. You throw the ball in the hand." And that's how I got started playing softball. You know,
Wow.
we were
That's
playing, just through the neighborhood. Block plays another block. And that's how it started for me with the softball thing. Mr. Butch Nelson, very dear friend of mine to this day. I remember when his first daughter was born. At that time,
yeah.
when I was like, I had to be about 17 at the time. I
Hmm.
was 17 when I first met Butch. I was 17. You know,
Wow.
yeah, man. Later on, I met, I knew, I knew Roger. You know Roger,
Hmm.
but I didn't know him until I started playing in Kingston, and he brought me back. And I
Right.
was like, "You're that guy?" He goes, "Yeah, that was me, Ron." And all these guys grew up basically in the same neighborhood. We used to go play games against guys from Brownsville, you know, back and forth. It was never really like at any park or anything like that. It was just like, yo, meet us at the schoolyard and let's play a game.
Right.
That's how I started playing softball, you know.
So let me ask you this question. I know when you started. So say, when did you get introduced to playing in Kingston?
What year was that?
Because I'm pretty sure Butch kept you on the fast, the softball, the
Yeah,
fast pitch side
yeah.
before he brought you over.
Um, how I got into Kingston Park was I was I was playing against Sabu's team. Sabu had a team. I'm not sure if it was the Clippers then, but he had a team, and we was playing against each other out in Jamaica, Queens, and I beat them in the playoffs.
Hmm.
You know, when I think we swept them in that park out
Sabu
in
played for the Clippers. I
202
don't
in
remember him
Jamaica.
playing in Kingston.
Huh?
I think Sabu had a team in. Well, he didn't have a team in St. John's. He played for the Clippers in St. John's. I don't know if
Yeah.
he pitched in
Hmm.
in
Yeah. So he
Kingston. Yeah.
he says, yo, he introduced me. That's when he introduced me to Daryl,
Hmm.
and that's how I met Daryl, and the guys from there, and it was like, yo, you should come play in Kingston Park. I'm like, where the hell is that at? I'm living in East New York. I don't know. So
Right.
they took me there, and that's how I started playing there. I think I played in Kingston for like maybe 4 years total.
Hmm.
And my first team there was with TNF. Um, God rest his soul, Frank.
Hmm.
I played there with him, but I was pitching and playing first base at that time.
Hmm.
I was just learning how to pitch.
Right.
So I pitched a little bit, played first base. The second team I played for down there was Brooklyn. God
Hmm.
rest his soul, Dave.
Dave.
That's the third team I played down there with was the Cubs. Rest in peace, Darryl.
Hmm.
Um, After that, I played with Posse.
Hmm.
You know, I played with Evolution.
Hmm.
And I left the Cubs the year before they finally won the chip. That's when
Oh, so I thought you was on that team that won the championship.
no, I left the season before that.
Oh, you left before that.
Yeah, I have a funny story with Norm, yo.
Go
Like
ahead. Go ahead.
my biggest win down there was when I beat and I heard a lot about what's the team's name, man?
No better.
Oh man, what's his name? The best team down there
No better.
at the Mo Better, right? And Daryl and what's his name? He's always there. Ron, this team's a good team, bro. They hit, they good. I'm like, all right, you know. I think it was like maybe the third, fourth game of the season. So I said, yo, I was with the Cubs. And so Norm was like, yo, Ron, go out there and do your best. You don't expect these guys are good. First time I ever pitched against them,
Mm-hmm.
you know. We won the first game. I beat them. We won the first game. Ask me what the score was. If I'm not mistaken, the score was 2-1.
Ooh.
If I'm not mistaken, it was 2-1. Right? Now this is the funny part. Game two. He goes, yo, Ron, you gotta go back and get him this time. I mean, they beat the hell out of me. Put it like that. All right. So Norm comes out to the mound to take me out. I think it was like maybe the fourth inning or whatever. We were already down like 12, 13 to 2 or some old shit like that. So Norm goes, he goes, Ron, yeah, I gotta take you out, man. I said, all right, no problem. He goes, well, it looked good when it left your hand. At that time, what's the dude's name?
It sound like
Oh,
Norm.
he hit a fucking shot to right field on the roof of the building across the street, yo. What's this dude's name? If I can think of his name, you'll know who I'm talking about. That
Was
was
he a,
like the
was
funniest
he
thing, yo.
lefty?
I
Was
had
he
to
a
laugh,
lefty?
yo. He's a lefty. He
There
played
was
with Mo Better.
was a Pinklet Barry? Gary, big guy?
Big guy, dark skinned guy,
It was
lefty.
Gary. It was Gary. It was
That nigga
Gary.
hit a ball on the roof, yo.
Pinklet Gary. Pinklet
So
Gary.
he goes, Ron, well, I wasn't gonna, at least it looked good when it left your hand. So, yo, to this day, Norm always talks to me about him and Mike, Mike Mitchell, Mike Mitchell.
Mike Mitchell, yeah, Mike.
Those two guys, man, I had a time. I had that. That was some of the best softball I've ever played in my life in that park.
I want to go back before we get into the softball situation. You said you kind of. When did you start having your family? And
1981, my daughter was born.
Was you
my
playing
oldest daughter.
baseball at the time, and was you
I
playing
was
softball?
playing I was playing baseball at the time in the Mexican League in Red Hook, and I was also playing I started playing fast pitch in Red Hook in '82 with a team
Okay.
called the Cardinals. You might know, I know you know Eddie Leche.
Oh yeah, Leche. Yeah, of
Yeah, we
course.
won two championships down there in
Okay.
back-to-back years, and
Okay.
that was the fast pitch thing. And then I think he got rid of the team, and then I just went back to playing law ball.
Okay.
Yeah, and
How
I let
was
the
it?
baseball go.
How was it for you to deal with your family in sports at that particular time? You got a brand new baby, and you're still playing baseball. And how did you, handle doing both? How did you juggle both?
Well, you got to remember at the time I was what 20, 21 years old. Like I said, I had a daughter. I got married um that July. My daughter was born in in August. I mean October.
Mhm.
And so, it was, I'd say from the time I got married, which was in July,
Mhm.
till January of that next till the fall of that year, I didn't play.
Mm.
I stopped playing because I had once I couldn't do the Mets thing.
Mhm.
I just got a job
Right.
and started to take care of her.
Mhm.
At the time, me and her mother didn't stay together for long, but you know
Mhm.
that was she was my focus at that time.
Right. Family first.
Football, none of that meant nothing to me.
Mhm.
That was, oh well, if I get a chance, I get a chance. Other than that, I'm working. But that following Sunday, which summer, which was in '82, is when I got
Mhm.
back into it.
You go
And
back
I got
into it.
back into it through um when I played in I came back to play in '82. I came back to play in this league. It's called the Budweiser League. It
I've
was
heard of
in
it. Was it in
by the old. It was in damn, I don't
Central
know.
Park?
No, no. It was in Brooklyn.
It was in
It was in
Brooklyn.
Greenpoint. You remember where the
Yes.
old Greenpoint Hospital used to be at?
Okay. Yes.
Well, they had a league there, a softball league that's called the Budweiser League, Spanish league. And
Okay.
I started playing, like, really, like, getting into softball
Mhm.
then. But I was playing first base then, and I was
Mhm.
catching. I was never a pitcher.
Mm.
And through a guy from that league, he's an old timer.
Mhm.
His name is Feo. I don't know if you ever heard of him. Everybody knows Feo. Feo
Huh?
and a guy named Carmelo.
I know Carmelo.
Yes. Between those two guys, they taught me how to pitch.
Mm.
Because Feo struck me out on a curveball. I've never seen a underhand curveball in my life. Never seen an underhand curveball in my life. And I never seen a knuckleball in my life. And he's
Yeah.
about from softball anyway. And it sort of evolved from that. But going back to what we was talking about as far as my family goes,
Yes, sir.
it was, it was rough as far as me playing wise. But other than that, I was focused on my daughter.
Right.
You know, so I let it go for the rest of that summer. I let it go,
Mhm.
and I didn't play no more till the following summer in '82.
Now, you've played in a lot of different leagues, right?
Hmm.
And I want you to give me a comparison between Kingston Park and, say, that Mexican league. And you can tell me the difference between the atmosphere, the players, because I tell this every time. My opinion, playing in Kingston Park, a local park, is like playing in Yankee Stadium because you go in there, you want everybody to know what's going on. You got to impress everybody because you know everybody, like you said, and we all live in the same neighborhood. So what was it like when you play in these other leagues and then you come into Kingston?
it's like you said. It it was more than I expected it to be because I had never played in a park where that many people came out to watch a softball game. Never. And no matter where I've played, I've never seen that. And to walk in that park and to look around, you see people on the bleach where the where the concrete seats are at.
Hmm.
And then it extended all the way around the park, outside of the park, both sides. And it's like, and the people were into it, you know? They were
Hmm.
into it. Like, it was a little intimidating at first.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I'll keep it 100. I was what? I was not even 30 yet.
Hmm.
And it was wow. You know what I'm saying? It was on me like that. But after a while, if you get to know it, because I didn't know anybody down there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The only people I knew down there at that time was Kiba, um, the guys that played on the Cubs, Frank, of course. He put me on,
Hmm.
and you know, guys like that I got to know later on. The Al Watsons, the Jacobs, those guys.
Hmm.
I got to know them later on in life. You know what I'm saying? One of the guys who taught me about that atmosphere, and I
Hmm.
never played on his team. He played for the Black Sox, Lefty Lenny. God
Mm.
rest his soul.
Lenny Benjamin,
That's right.
my man
Lefty
Lenny.
Lenny, man.
That's right.
He taught me how to relax in that crowd because he saw me play. He was like, yo, man, he goes, you could do good here. He goes, don't worry about that right field. That's only a single. Let them hit that all day. Keep them towards the main part of the field, the big part of the field. Yeah, that was easy until I pitched to Foster one time.
Oh my God! Yeah.
I'm looking at this dude like, he's got boots on. Is he
Hmm.
really that good?
Hmm.
Here goes Norm. You're going to find out. Just don't throw him nothing up the middle. Yo, I guarantee if that didn't hit the train tracks, I'm not alive right now.
What?
Yes. Foster, that dude.
Well, we're not surprised. This is force that we're
Yeah.
talking about.
But
So
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
like I said, my personal life with my daughter was all about it for me.
Right.
You know, I still went to the park and watch games. I used to
Yeah.
take her sometime,
Hmm.
to watch games and stuff like that.
Hmm.
And my softball was dead until the summer of the following year. You know,
Hmm.
so it was just work, go home, work and go home. That's it. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Then again, it was the winter time, so there was nothing to do anyway. You know, but just spend time with her. So
Hmm.
when that following softball season came along, then a few guys hit me up because they hadn't seen me
Hmm.
the rest of the summer the year before. So I said, "Nah, man, a lot going on." So basically, I got married, had a child, and got divorced in the same year.
Man, that was a busy year for you.
Yeah, but
Yeah, it is what it
I'm
is.
here,
It
and
makes happen. Yeah.
yeah.
Um, I feel kind of upset in a little way, a little slighted. You don't
Mhm.
remember we played together, and I feel like
Like I
this
said,
is ridiculous. Like if
you
we,
got you came back. It came back to me when you told me, "Man, I
mm,
was on that team," and that's where because I always knew the face. Where do I know this guy from? I know
mm.
he's from Kingston, but where do I know him from? If I ever played against him. Maybe I played against him. And then when
Oh,
you
we
brought
definitely
that up,
played
I was
against
like,
each other.
he's the guy. And I asked Mike. Mike said, yeah, he was on that team. I was
Yeah,
like, for real? He goes, yeah, man, he was on that team. I even talked to Pancake.
yeah,
I talked to
yeah.
Pancake. He was like, yeah,
I
Ron.
told you.
I said, I remember you there. I said, I remember you. Yeah, I said, yeah, we had pretty good teams. I
We
said, but I
did.
left the year before y'all won the chip.
Well, I didn't win with them. They won that in, if I'm not mistaken, 2009. I think they
Yeah,
won. I
yeah,
think.
because when I left them, the year they won that chip, I was playing with Evolution.
Mm, yeah, I think yeah they won that in 2009. Yeah, I think they won that in
Yeah.
2009. So
Somewhere around in there.
I wasn't even with them. Did you ever play with Kenny Kings?
With who?
Kenny Kings, the team Kenny
I
Kings,
played with Kenny Kings when they went to St. John's.
when he went to St. John's. But
Yeah,
it was still the straight in pitch, the straight in pitch, correct?
yeah, lob ball. Yeah, lob ball.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Did you ever play
That's
in the
when I played with
Panamanian
Kenny.
League?
Huh?
The Panamanian League.
Nah.
Well, that was a Saturday league. That was a Saturday
Yeah.
league out there. They used to
No,
play
I
out
never
there.
played there. Mm-mm.
Yeah, that's Saturday league.
No, I used to go watch the games there, but I never played there.
Yeah, it was fast pitch, modified, however you want to call it. It
Yeah.
was just on Saturdays. That's all. It was just on
Right,
dirt.
right.
That's all it was.
hmm
Um,
Yeah, man. My fast pitch days were all in Red Hook.
oh, and Red Hooks. Yeah, I never
Yeah, I
played out
didn't play fast pitch nowhere else but in Red Hook.
there.
hmm Yeah, I had good times down there, man. Good times down there.
What,
Like I said, and when I was invited to come play with TNF, I
hmm
never knew that it was basically an all black league.
hmm
Like all the teams, you had I don't even remember seeing. Only Spanish guy I remember seeing really was Riz and El Leche.
Leche. They had little Ricky was out there.
Little Ricky. See, I didn't know
You
Ricky was
know.
Spanish. Well, Ricky hangs out with the brothers more than I do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think it was Spanish, yo. And
Nah,
so
you had a lot of guys, especially if you played on with Brooklyn. They had a few.
yeah, there's a few of them. There's a few of them. Raul, that's one of my best friends.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Raul was there. Damn, there's a lot
Brooklyn,
of guys. Of course,
Brooklyn
Butch
kept
Nelson. Oh, that's
Brooklyn
his
kept
dad
a couple in
to
the
me.
tank. They kept a couple in the tank.
Yeah, man.
Hmm
What's his name? The guy he was a catcher. What's his name? He used to talk all the time, but he hit like a son of a gun. Oh, what's his name, man? I'm seeing
Spanish.
his face. He's catch for Brooklyn. He can hit he always shot the middle. He got a hit whenever. I mean, he was really good. He used to talk a
Calhoun,
lot of trash. Talk a lot of trash.
Calhoun, Calhoun,
Calvin Boone.
Calvin Boone,
Yeah,
Calvin
man.
Boone. My
Cal
bad,
was all right.
Calvin.
Cal used to be behind the plate. You're like, oh, this guy can't hit. You talking about? I remember one time it was Jake. Jake can't hit you, man. Throw that ball down the middle. He nervous. Look at him shaking in his boots. I was like, fucking Jake hit a shot up the middle. I think I still feel that pain in my leg, yo.
Yeah,
Yes, sir,
Calvin
man.
Boone
Good
was
times in Kingston. Like I said, Kingston Park was, like you said, it was Yankee Stadium.
mm,
Game 7 of a championship every Sunday.
mm,
It's like, wow. I couldn't believe it. And they played all day
yeah.
till the lights came on.
Is there any
And
specific team that stuck out to you the most when you came down there? Because I know you said Mo Better, but
always more better.
we
More
always
better
know,
than the Black Sox.
because he had other teams. AL Posse was good, Brooklyn was good.
Yeah, but
Showtime was good. They had a lot of good teams that was competitive. But yeah, Mo Better and
yeah,
the
but
Black Sox
Mo
definitely.
Better, that was their part. When I think of Kingston, Mo Better comes to my mind than the Black Sox. Those were teams that just like they just did it all. I've seen you do shows with guys that were actually on that team,
Yeah.
and the stories that I hear from them is like, wow, those was a good time. I would have loved to have been there back in the time when those things was going on, but
Mhm.
unfortunately, I never knew about Kingston Park. You know, but I enjoyed my time there. I can't complain. Win or
Right.
lose, I enjoyed it. Yes,
Definitely. I had
definitely. I
the
met a
pleasure
lot
of
of good
playing
people
with
down
both
there.
teams. I had the pleasure of playing with both teams and winning with both teams. So
Oh yeah.
it was, oh,
Okay.
it was like it was like military.
Yeah, I heard Chris
Everything.
he didn't cut no corners.
You know, I know they give Chris a lot of slack, and I'm gonna actually do another interview with that young man. Um,
hmm
but when it comes to, there's only certain people when it comes to that park,
hmm
you got to be a technician, and you got to know your team. You got to know what you got, but you got to know what you're up against. And I think there are certain people that just know how to do it. He was one of the best. I think Vinny was another one that was really good,
Yes.
who knew how to just mitch and match people, like, go play here. I know he's doing this. Like, there's only a few people you can put in there um, that can do that. My man Roberto was good, at
Yes.
doing some of those things too. Like
Mhm.
players that he got to play for him. It was certain people. T.O. was good at that. Like it was just so many coaches.
Mhm.
Dave, he knew, hey, I know I
Mhm.
gotta win. I gotta call out certain people to come out and play, you
Yeah,
know. So there was
that's
only a
right.
few, but definitely, when you think of that park, you definitely put,
Mhm.
Mo Better. And just so everybody know, they do talk about Mo Better, but
Mhm.
there will be no Black Sox AL if it wasn't for Mo Better. Like I'm just gonna be honest, because everybody that filtered down from Mo Better, they was on the
Mhm.
Black Sox, and if they didn't play
Yeah.
with the Black Sox, they came and played with AL after Black
Right.
Sox was gone. So they all had
Mhm.
that, in my opinion, championship DNA in it already, but
Mhm.
it started from there, and that's just what I feel.
Right.
Um,
Right. Yeah.
you said
Mhm.
you
Yeah,
played in
man.
Red Hook. What was that
Yeah.
like out there? I've never played in Red Hook. What was that like?
I mean, the baseball side of it, in the Mexican League, it was fun, but the fast pitch was more exciting for me.
Mhm,
You know, um, because at that time I was sort of like really letting the baseball side go,
mhm,
and I used to after my games I used to go over and watch them play softball.
mhm,
You know, and Eddie Leche saw me. He said, "Oh, you playing the Mexican League?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "Oh man, we got a game here at 4 o'clock. You want to play?" I'm like, "I guess I'll play." At the time I was playing first. And I liked it pretty good.
mhm,
I've always hit fast pitch very good.
mhm,
So that was more fun for me than the fast pitch. I mean, than the baseball was because of I guess maybe the league I was playing in. Like not too many people came out to see that league. When they played, not too many people. Just the players, and their families. I'm a
mhm,
black guy playing in the Mexican league.
mhm,
And I'm playing in the Mexican league because of a friend of mine,
mhm,
Mexican friend that I know. God rest his soul. He passed away a few years back.
mhm, mhm,
You know, and but for me, the softball thing caught on to me in that way when I started playing there in Red Hook. I didn't know nothing about law ball, none of that.
mhm.
You know, so once I down the line I met a few guys that played law ball. I was like, I'll try. It was a little hard for me at first. The law ball game was hard for me at first.
Mhm.
I struggled really bad.
Did you
You
struggle
know,
with the pitch, or did you
struggled with
struggle
the
with
pitch,
hitting? Okay,
just hitting,
just
because
hitting.
it's
Okay,
different.
yeah,
I had to get the timing right.
yeah, definitely
So
slower.
yeah. So again, one of the guys who taught me how to do that is Butch Nelson. Butch Nelson, came back after all those years, after knowing Butch, and I saw Butch again. I hadn't seen him for a while till I
Mhm,
seen him in Kingston Park.
mhm.
And he was like, "Ron?" I was like, "Butch?" I said, "Nah, it can't be." He said, "Yeah, man." He taught me how to hit that lob ball pitch.
Wow.
He showed me how to do that, and I never forgot it. And I mean, I don't pat myself on the back because I'm not that type of dude.
Right, right,
But
right, right,
I had fun playing it. I had a lot of good days. A lot of good days.
right.
Hmm.
Let me. Now you played with a lot of great players too. I know that for a fact.
Hmm.
Is it any of those players that really stand out to you playing in those parks? Let me say play those parks. Let me say in Kingston. Any players that you play with that stood out to you, like man, this kid right here or this guy right here, like he's amazing. I know we said Forster, but I know that there were a lot of other guys that were out there too.
Well,
You know what I'm
just
saying?
me personally,
Yes.
the guy who I looked at, I never played with him. Played against him a few times, but his all-around game, Al Watson.
Mm,
I just liked his game was just solid. Like
mm,
the way he would go at shortstop to get a ball, it's like it was motion. It wasn't that like he's stumbling. It's like he always was in the right position to get it. Even if it, with the balls that were not right at him, he was good going to his left, going to his right, and his throw was just smooth and always there. Like the first baseman very rarely had to stretch. He had a quick release, and that I've always, in hitting wise, great hitter,
Hmm.
great hitter. He was one of the guys that I didn't want to face if the game was on the line.
Hmm.
I figure the power hitters I can sort of manipulate them, but uh, slap hitter, base hit hitter like him and Tap, those are guys you don't want to face in a game winning situation. The big guys, they're trying to hit a home run, so maybe you could sort of mess with them a little bit.
Right, right. I get it.
But guys like Watson, Tap, guys like that, they ain't going for home runs. You know, they catch one, they catch one, but they're trying to beat you up the middle. They're trying to find the
Seven,
hole.
seven gonna get it. If he get it, seven gonna get it.
I used to look at seven and be like, "Who's this dude, man?" And they were
Yeah,
like, "Norm told me about him." I said, "Ron,
seven gonna
he's
get
good,
it.
Ron. He can hit." I'm like,
Hmm.
"Really?" Because when you look at, he don't look like a ball player
Hmm.
until you see him play. It's like, and I grew a lot of respect for those guys.
Quiet
A lot of
assassin.
respect. Like I said, Lenny Benjamin taught me a lot. Lenny Benjamin taught me how to play down here, as far as not letting the crowd get in your head,
Mhm.
not making that moment be too big for you. You know, I mean, I wasn't a kid, but that's my first time ever playing. The crowd is so close, and every game, like they were good games.
Mhm.
They were good games, and when I saw like certain scores, that made me a little nervous. I'm like, you mean a team scored 30 something runs up here? It's like,
Yeah,
yeah, that's
it could be
normal.
like that.
I'm like, really? He goes, Ron, that's normal up here. If a team scores less than 15 runs here, something wrong with them. I'm like, nah. He goes, what's wrong? And I saw games like that. One was
Mhm.
against me, with no better.
Mhm.
By the time I walked off the mound, they were up like 13-2 or some shit like that. Third, fourth inning. I guess they were mad from the first game. you know,
But yeah, they look, you beat them 2-1, which you
yeah,
expect.
it was a 2-1 game. If I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure it was a 2-1 game. It was a 2-1 game, man. Yeah.
Mhm.
So yeah, that was the guy for me. You know, that was the guy for me, and I met plenty of other guys down there that turned my head. Like wow, they really know how to do this. I've never known a lot of black guys to play softball. Remember, I grew up playing in the Spanish neighborhood.
Right, right, right.
Spanish players. I grew up in East New York, which was mainly black, but when I played, I was outside of the neighborhood. Spanish guys. Red Hook, that's Spanish guys. And I
Mhm.
said, I've even played up in the Bronx a few times back then.
Mhm.
Spanish leagues. I'd never known of a black league. Kingston was a black league to me. When I went there, I didn't remember seeing any all Puerto Rican teams. See a few Puerto Rican guys, but you never seen the whole team
Yeah,
like that.
yeah, yeah,
You know?
yeah.
Yeah.
And you lived in Brooklyn and didn't know that there was a league like that. Like you
I
said, you
never know
played
because
in Red
I
Hook.
didn't know about softball like that.
Yeah, okay, you was doing hardball. Okay,
When I
yeah,
first started playing softball, I told you I was like 17 and I met Butch. And that was just like we got a bunch of guys together and Bradford to go play Miller, Miller go play Van Sicklen, like that. Just a bunch of
mhm.
guys going to a schoolyard and playing. And we had a name, you know, and that was it, called the Spades. Which Nelson know. the Spades.
I'm gonna
Yep.
get. He's retired now, so I'm gonna get him back up here. You
Yeah,
know
man,
what I'm
you gotta
saying?
get him on, man. You gotta I mean
Yeah,
you've been
I
having a
gotta
lot
get
of good guys on there and brought back a
I
lot of
gotta
good
get him
memories,
back
man.
on. I had when I first started doing this shows, like I had Butch on here. I had the Reggie Mannings. T.O. was the first interview, of course.
Hmm.
Um, I had a bunch of guys on here
The interview
early.
we did with Chris Laguerre, Chris in the park, that was it for me.
Yeah, I
You
think
did
that,
it
you know
outside
what?
in the park, walking around.
Yeah, that's how he wanted it. He
Yeah.
wanted it. I didn't have the light. And again, remember, again, I was using my phone at that time, but
hmm.
he wanted to do the interview, and he said,
Yeah.
"Al, the
Yeah,
only way I can do
that
this
was
interview."
awesome, though.
So the way the interview was actually going to be done was going to be me and him sitting on the pitcher's mound. We was gonna
Mhm.
do that interview from there, but then he got into the park and he walked around and
Just
he
took
was
him
just
over, huh?
yeah,
Yeah,
and I was
man.
like, let it keep going.
Jamal was good last week too.
Oh yeah, well,
Yeah, Jamal was good
my
last week,
cousin
man.
is,
I mean, everybody you've had on there has been like,
he's been good.
yeah,
My
yeah. I
family.
hear stories I never even heard about, man. Like, I never knew that much was going on in the softball world in Brooklyn back
You
in those
know
days.
and you look, it interests me a lot because to know that there was softball before I played in that league. Like you said, when I got into that league, I was 16, 17 years old.
Mm-hmm.
So to know that there were guys that said, "Hey, we played with," like you said, Sean Dunston, and this is who we were playing with. So to hear that history,
Mm-hmm.
it's intrigued me. We're like, yo, I can't believe that. You mean to
Yeah.
tell me you guys were playing for $15,000, $20,000? There's stories I've heard off camera that I can't even put on camera. That's how
Yeah, I know
crazy
that's
it
true. I've
is.
heard some doozies, man.
You know what I'm saying? So that park, not just that park, but the Bristols, the Bessie Heads, like you said, the Red Hooks, the Gershwins, because I think everything started in Gershwin. So I
Gershwin
happened to
Park. Yep.
I
You're
happened
right.
to go to that park and I looked around.
Mm-hmm.
I look how I look now and I'm like, it's no way they played in this little park, bro.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Yeah,
no way. But
man.
then I look at Kingston and I'm like, it's almost the same.
Yeah.
You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying?
You
But I'm
played in
looking at the
260?
dimension.
You played
Huh?
in 260?
No. The
No?
only
You played
park
in
that
Amboy League on Amboy Avenue by the
no,
school?
no.
Yeah.
None
Okay.
of the, I remember I played baseball too. So all I was playing was in Bergen Beach, Marine Park, Gil Hodge. So I'm playing in Prospect Park. So I'm playing in
Okay.
all
You played in
those.
Five Diamonds?
I played in Five Diamonds. I was with the
Okay.
cadets when I was playing in Five
I
Diamonds.
used to play for a team called the Pirates when I was younger, in my
Yeah.
lower teens. Yeah.
Mm.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Good.
I played, played out there. So again, like you playing softball on
Mm-hmm.
concrete, what are we doing here? You know what I'm saying? Like, what are
That
we
was
doing?
it. But that was it.
Yeah.
That was it. You know? So, you know, it's like I said, it was in that time, it was like I would play anywhere.
Mhm, mhm,
Like I said, after that first 6 months of my daughter's life,
mhm.
after that, that's when I jumped back into it full force again.
Right.
You know,
Right.
I wasn't me and her mother split up, whatever. I had my time with my daughter, took her to the games, hang out with her, whatever.
Mhm.
But I made that she was always a priority, of course. But that's when I really started to get back into it, and I've never looked back.
That's crazy.
And
Yeah.
she enjoyed watching me. Even to this day, she tells me stories when she was like 7, 8 years old, watching me play, and that was like one of the biggest thrills of my life.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
Well,
know.
you gotta love that. The kids see it. They know what
Yeah,
their family
man.
love. They see it. And
Hmm.
my daughter grew up in that park too. So I still remember winning a
Yeah,
championship at
man.
another level.
Hmm.
And
That's
when we
right.
beat Mo Better, she
Mm.
couldn't win no more than 1, 2 years old,
Wow.
maybe a little bit older than that. Maybe, and I could be wrong. Maybe a little bit older than that. No, she was older than that. And
Mm.
they gave us champagne. I remember throwing the
Oh,
champagne.
nice.
I remember throwing
Okay.
the champagne on when we won the championship. And her mom's got so
Wow,
mad at
wow,
me.
that's
She
what's
said, "You
up.
gonna go to jail? You putting champagne in her face." So, but it was a lot
Wow.
of fun. That park
Nice.
brought us a lot of memories. You said
Nice.
you pitched in St. John's too. Now, was it arc? Was it the high arc?
No, just regular lob ball.
Because you said you played with the Clippers.
Yeah. I won a championship with the Clippers in 2011.
Oh, so they were straight in at that. Okay, they were straight in at the
It
time.
was just
Okay.
lob ball. It wasn't fast pitch. Wasn't none of that. It was just lob ball. Same what they do now. It was just lob ball. That's all it was. Hmm.
Jamal said he met you pitching for a team called the Bulldogs in Victory.
That's right.
He said he beat the Brooklyn team 3-2. You beat the Brooklyn
Three to
team
two.
3-2. You're good for the one
That's
run
my man
games.
Jamal, yo. That's why I love being on, seeing the guys come on this show and tell stories. Then you look at the comments because
Uh,
they click, they get memories comes out, and it's like,
yeah,
how did he remember that? Really?
yeah,
And then when you think about it, just like with you, it clicked.
yeah.
That's what's up, Jamal. Good looking, Jamal. Good looking.
Yeah, he said he remembered that. He remembered that.
Yeah, man. Wow. Jamal is a great guy right there, man. Great
Yeah,
dude right there, boy.
that's
That guy
family.
right there, man.
That's family.
He didn't give me a few calls on the when he was umpiring, but he's still my boy, yo.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Hey, Marley, he said you need to give him a call, brother.
Nah, that's my man right there, man. That's
He
my
said
boy,
give him a
man. It's a
call.
pleasure to know him. Him and his brother, yo.
Yeah, Sean.
Yes.
Good people.
Hmm.
You need to come out, this year for the A60 reunion old timers game. You need to come on out, man. Maybe you can bring that pitch back.
Huh? But you just gotta let me know ahead of time so I can make arrangements to get out there.
Yeah, yeah. We'll do
You
it again
know?
in August. It'll be done in
Yeah.
August again this year. Uh,
Hmm.
it's crazy to be saying this, but I'll be turning 50. So, I'm gonna do
Man,
it
you a
around my
baby. Stop it.
I'm gonna do it around my birthday time again and
When
we'll
is that?
August. It'll be August.
In August? Okay. Yeah, man.
Just
Give
gotta
me a couple of weeks in advance.
Yeah.
I'll make it happen.
Okay.
Yeah, I might still be. Well, last summer I came and stayed the whole summer.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, because I was playing with Kiba, so I came to play the whole summer.
Oh,
Because out
keep
here, softball out here.
Kiba get everybody. Kiba get everybody.
He was my boy, yo.
Kiba
He was my
Kiba
man. He's another one, man. He's
Kiba
another one that I
will
owe a
tell
lot of
me,
softball things to. He's
yeah.
another one.
Kiba tell me to
Mhm.
come home and play in one game, and I ain't play all season with this team. He don't care, and he got me batting leadoff. I'm like, Kiba, you can't do that. Kiba, what are you doing? Like, Kiba,
He
stop.
threw you right in the fire, huh?
Yeah, he did that. I'll tell you a story, and he probably gonna laugh about this. I
Hmm.
came home one weekend, and I wanted to watch my cousin play out, and Jamal played this day too. And
Hmm.
I don't know, I forgot where Jamal. Where were we playing at, Jamal? I know we was playing off the highway somewhere. I can't remember the park. Um, but I came out there,
Was it
and
conduit?
now it wasn't a conduit, but I came out there to just watch.
Hmm.
I had on some brand new Ken Griffey's, brand new, brand new,
Come
wrong,
on,
wrong,
man.
brand new, sweats.
Uh,
I had no glove, nothing. He said College Point, College Point.
College point. Okay, gotcha.
And Kiba said, "Yo, Al, come on, man. We don't have enough for the game." I said, "I ain't got nothing to do with me, bro. Like, I don't. I'm just out here to watch, man. I can't. Y'all told me to come out. Nah, Al, come on, play, man." I'm like, man. Listen, Kiba. If you don't get enough before game time, I'll maybe I can find a pair of shoes from somebody, because I'm not playing in my shoes.
Right.
And then he goes, all right, cool. So he ended up having, by game time, 9, maybe 10. And he looked at me and I said, somebody got to wear my size, man. I'm not playing in my shoes, bro. I'm not playing. Don't worry, I'll get you another pair of shoes. I'm like, bro, you ain't gonna get these. You ain't gonna find these. You're not gonna find these no more. I already spent the grip on them. I end up playing in the King Griffey's, bro.
Oh no, no.
When
Should
I
have made people buy
say
you a new pair, man.
when I say I trash those joints, bro, I'm still playing in them right now. Like I don't even try to get them clean because what Kiva did. Yeah,
Man,
I'm
I'm
gonna
ready.
show
Yo,
you
keep you owe
how to
me a
keep.
pair of sneakers, man.
Yeah, he said it. He still, I'm gonna pay you out. I'm gonna pay you out. Don't worry about it. But you know what? That's my dog. I did it for him. So
Yeah, man.
it is
Yeah,
what it
keep a
is.
good dude, man. You're
A
a
good
good dude,
dude.
man.
He was the only one who can get me out there, and
Mm-hmm.
it's fun. That's what you do for your brothers. You do that for your brothers. We family at the end
Mm-hmm.
of the day. So it didn't matter. It was just a pair of shoes. It didn't care. Um, so that's what it is. Do you have? Because that park, as I told you, Kingston, St. John's, Red Hook, whatever you do. you build relationships in those parks. Do you still have a relationship with some of the guys now?
Oh
Even though you
yeah.
don't live in town no more.
Oh yeah. What? Wow. I don't know where to start from. There's so many, man.
Mm.
Like most of the guys are probably on your live right now.
Right? Yeah. Yeah.
Those dudes, of course, man. Like I can think of of course, you got Dio.
Of
That's
course.
like
The Oliver family.
Jacob.
Yeah.
Uh, oh man, the names, the faces are going through my mind.
Yeah.
Kiva,
Mike
of course.
Mitchell. Mike Mitchell.
Jamal, of
Kiva.
course. Like it's like so many that I can't. I see the faces, I just can't think of the names right now. But
Mm-hmm.
outside of that park, there's this pitcher. His name is, you probably, I don't know if you ever heard of his name is Chico.
There you
Chico
go.
Flores.
Mm-hmm.
Great dude, but unfortunately, he ran into some problems and he got deported or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But that's one of my oldest friends, Butch
Mm-hmm.
Nelson. Butch Nelson's my oldest friend in softball.
Mm-hmm.
He's the first guy I met playing like team softball,
Mm-hmm.
Butch Nelson.
Mm-hmm.
So when I say softball, how I got into softball, because of that man.
Mm-hmm.
And we were both teenagers at the time,
Wow. Yeah.
So yeah. So he's my oldest softball friend, Like I said, he's like a brother to me. You know what I'm saying? Like we don't see each other like often, but when we do, it's always a good time. It's always good to see him.
Right.
When I go whenever they come to St. John's to watch the games, it's good to see them. I was there, I think it was like 3 years ago when Kenny Kings had their old timers game or something like that. I think it was an
Right.
old timers game they had.
Mm-hmm.
But unfortunately, I was playing on the other side, on the turf side,
Right.
and I seen a lot of faces. Kenny invited me to play because I used to play with Kenny Kings, but I was playing over there, and it was like, it was a playoff game or something like that.
That was my A60 game where he was playing against me.
Oh, against you guys, right? Oh,
Yeah.
okay, yeah.
I had
On
brought
the
some
dirt,
guys.
right? You was on the dirt side.
No, we was
They were
on.
playing on the dirt side.
Oh, they was on the turf. No, that might
Yeah,
have been when they played against Philadelphia, Philly,
yeah,
something like
yeah. I
that.
think it was Philly. Yes, it
Yeah,
was
that was
Philly.
good.
Yes,
Yeah. He's
yes,
done that.
yes. I
Yeah,
remember Biscuit had the shirt,
yeah,
New York, Philly.
yeah. He's
Yeah,
done that.
Biscuit's a long time old friend of mine too.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, those guys. I mean, one of the guys who I used to watch pitching when I went to Kingston, was I'm bad with names, but I'm good with faces, yo. Um,
What team did he play for?
he played with the Black Sox. He pitched for the Black Sox. I believe
Was
it's
he
the Black
left-handed?
Sox. Jamal would know who I'm talking. I just can't think of his. Oh, what's his
Was
name,
he, was
man?
he left-handed?
Oh, he's right-handed. He's still around. He got like a white beard now.
Speedy.
Speedy. My bad, Speedy. Love you, Speedy. My bad, baby. But I learned a lot of pitching from Speedy.
Yeah, that's
I
Speedy.
learned a lot of just by watching him. I've hit against him a few times, but watching him pitch, I pick up a few things here and there. Remember, I just started pitching maybe in 2015, 2016,
Hmm.
you know? And that's because I got tired of playing first base. So I said, I got older. So, I got to try to do something else.
Right,
And that's how
right.
I got involved with that. Another one of the guys that I have a good relationship with, good friendship with was Magic,
Magic.
you
Salute to
know?
man.
Magic, what? Magic, man.
Magic Bunch, my
Like
brothers.
I saw him play and it's like, he ain't no ball player. Like, dude, you don't know Magic? Nah, I don't know nobody from Kingston. What you talking about? Oh, you're gonna get to know him.
Mm.
And it's true to form. You got them just like I knew when I got to know Lenny.
Yeah,
I didn't know Lenny from a hole in the wall. He came to me.
yeah.
He goes, yo, that was a good game you pitched today, man. But that second game, I think you let down. You don't let the talking get to you because they talk shit in Kingston. Oh my God, them dudes talk shit, yo.
You know,
But
you know.
yeah, man. So he was like, Lenny, like I said, Lenny was the guy who pulled me aside. He wasn't even on my team. He played with the Black Sox at the time. And he was talking to me. Yeah, man. That shit broke my heart when I found out he passed away, man.
That was a good brother right there. We used to,
Mhm.
he realized that I traveled a lot. I like to travel, so he would say,
Mhm.
"Come on, come get in the car." This is when he had the gray Galant. Like, Al, get in the
Mhm.
car. We're driving to South Carolina to pick up my kids,
Mhm.
and I would drive with him. Now I'm supposed to help him drive, right?
Mhm.
He got a stick shift. I don't drive stick. You got to drive on your own, bro. I can't drive it. You're
That'll
right.
drive stick.
Yeah. So,
Wow.
yeah. Rest in peace, Willie
LB,
B,
man.
man. Yeah. Another people who don't, person who don't
Yeah,
get
man.
talked about
Lost
a
a
lot.
lot of good ones down there. Dyke,
Yes,
I
sir.
played with Dyke in
Another brother,
Kingston. Not in Kingston. I played with Dyke in St. John's. Like maybe
another
one
great brother,
season I played with him there.
another great brother.
You know, he had good teams, but he could just never get over the hump.
Yeah,
You know, he was always there at the end, but it just never could seem to get over the hump.
yeah,
You know,
another good brother.
and
Another,
one of the best games I ever pitched in St. John's, I actually lost to him when I played with Kenny Kings, 2-1. We
you
lost
lost
that.
the day.
We lost to Dyke in a playoff game. We won the series, but we lost that game. We lost
Mm.
to Dyke 2-1 on a fly ball to left field to damn, who was playing left field for us, man?
They'll say he dropped the ball.
Yeah, he dropped the ball. We lost 2-1. Um, he plays left field for Kenny all the time. Oh man. He used to play with Dyke. Um, what's his name, man? You mentioned his name when you was with when you was on Jamal last week. He plays right field. Oh, what's his name? Anyway, I can't think of his name right now. It'll come to me, but he dropped the ball in left field. We lost 2-1. Good game. Hell of a game. And who was pitching that game? Dyke. Dyke pitched
Oh
against me.
man,
Yep. Dyke looked awkward, but he had a decent pitch. He gets you out. He gets you
nah,
out.
it was like a heavy ball almost. Like he knew how to
Yeah,
like a
man.
heavy
Yep.
ball. Yeah. Now if you hit
Yeah,
it,
man.
you hit
Wow.
it. But other than that, it was a heavy ball.
hmm Yeah,
Yeah.
man. A lot of good times with those guys, man. Playing with those guys. Those guys, like I said, watching those guys from Kingston going to St. John's, it taught me a lot about the game, other than just hitting, pitching, and catching. It
Mm,
taught me about team play,
mm,
sacrificing for the next guy to you know to have the light, to have the shine. I was never one that wanted to get in the light anyway. That was never me. I was always team first. It was never
mm,
about me. I don't give a shit what the hell I did. It wasn't about me. If we lost, I felt. If we won, we won. If we lost, I felt bad. Like damn, man, we lost. I was never one to. I wasn't like a Butch Nelson or a Keeper. I wasn't like that, but I felt it,
right.
and that's just how it was. If I had a good game and we lost, and the next guy had a bad game, we lost. I don't. Yeah, well, I got 4 for 8, 4 for 4. No, we lost, dude. You go
Mm,
9 for 9. We lost the game. We all lost. That's how I looked at it. So, but my time playing softball in those two parks was amazing. It's amazing. I played co-ed there last summer. Well, this summer I played co-ed there.
mm,
You know, a couple of years ago was my first time playing co-ed.
mm.
You know, I played with Sin City. We won. I think we won like 3 or 4 trips down there.
Yeah, I
My
heard
first
you was,
time playing co-ed, but
heard you was
my
cheating.
problem pitching co-ed is pitching to the girls. I can't pitch to a girl, yo. They always hit me.
Same thing, same pitch.
They always hit me. I don't know. I don't know. It's just something in my head. I
Nah,
just can't pitch to girls, yo. I end
that's
up walking them, or they end up getting a hit.
that's you being soft to them. Yeah,
I don't know what it is, yo. But the guys, hey,
no,
I pitched
yeah.
pretty good, man. I ain't gonna front. I wasn't the best, but I gave our team a chance to win.
No, every time you got
Sometimes
a
we
new
pulled it
guy,
off, sometimes we didn't. Sometimes I gave it up, and I gave it up in the championship game.
mm-hmm.
I gave it
It
up. I
happened.
threw a pitch to a guy that I never intended to throw to. The bases were loaded, but I didn't care if I walked the runner and he caught it. Grand slam. Next
Mm,
guy behind him, another home run. Sin City, we lost. Championship game. It happens. You know what I'm saying? But I
yeah,
don't take that shit personal. I just
and then
enjoy
that's
playing the
first
game.
person.
The
You
friendships after the game is what I cherish.
there you go,
You
there
know?
you go. That's it.
Like I said, I know Speedy. I knew, I was um good friends with still good friends with Dio, still good friends with Desmo,
Yeah,
Eric,
Eric. Yeah.
you know, Vinny, all those guys, man. Like, I go to the park, it's like, and I don't see them but once a week. But you
Yeah.
think I've been knowing these guys every day of their life. That's how they made you feel, even
Mm-hmm.
though I was the new guy,
Mm-hmm.
you know? When I first went to Kingston, I was a new guy. When I went to St. John's, I was the new guy. You understand? So, when I came to when I came to play in St. John's was with Kiba and Sabu because I beat them in a playoff game. And they were like,
Mm-hmm.
yo, man, you gotta come play with us, man. We need a pitcher for the fall. And I went and played with him, with the Clippers. Went to play with Payback. We won the chip with Payback.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Cuba, I
I
want
played
my
with
jacket for
Pos.
payback.
Huh?
So Cuba, I want my jacket from payback because I got a tip with him too.
With Payback? Wow. Yeah, man. I gave my jackets to my daughters. I think I gave one to my son. The only
Mm-hmm.
one I got left is my Brooklyn jacket and my Sin City jacket. I've
Oh,
gave all the other ones that I've ever won. I given them to my kids.
oh, okay, cool. That's
Yeah,
cool.
but I kept the Brooklyn jacket because of Dave.
Definitely,
Yeah,
definitely.
that was that chip that we won in St. John's.
Did
Yeah,
you
man.
ever had to deal with any of the teams that you play with? It's a two-part question. Did you ever play with guys that had egos? And if you did, how did you handle those guys?
Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Big
I
time
think we
egos.
all did.
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, big egos. But again, that wasn't my thing to
Mhm.
chastise, to say anything. I just look at it like if that's what makes him go 4 for 4, let him keep that. That's him. Has nothing to do with me. You got an ego, that's fine. As long as you play hard. Play hard. You can have an ego. Michael Jordan had an ego.
It's a fact.
Just play good. Just don't let it get to the point where it affects the team. When it affects the team, then I've left teams because of guys with egos.
Mm,
Because they put it was detrimental to the team. So I
mm,
left. Understand? Not a bad guy outside of softball, but in the game, it's a team game. You understand?
mm,
What good is it if I go 4 for 4 or 8 for 8 in a doubleheader and we get swept?
mhm.
What good is it? Why am I going to talk about myself? And say, oh, but dad, I got 8 for 8, man. You guys is this and that. Why you not doing this right? No, that was never me.
Mhm,
Understand? But if you want to do this and you go 8 for 8, there you go. We won the game, yeah. All right, my man.
mhm.
You understand? But don't talk and then can't back it up.
Agreed. Yep. Yep.
Guys with egos never bothered me. That never bothered me. I always overlooked that. That never bothered me. That's just their game. That's their game. That's them. I can't tell them how to be.
Right.
You know, you just gotta let them play. Just gotta let them be who they are. You know.
Mhm,
So one of the loudest players and best players I ever played with is Jacob.
mm.
Jacob. See, I'm not saying he's not arrogant. He's not really egotistical like that,
Right.
but he's boisterous. And but the thing is, he backs it up.
Mm.
Can't look down on a dude like that.
No, not at all. Not at
Nah,
all.
yeah. Let him talk shit. Don't tell that nigga to shut up. Let him talk shit. That nigga like eight for
Yeah.
eight.
Yeah.
Leave him alone. That's his game. But that's
Mm,
Jake's game. Great
mm,
dude. Get me wrong. One of the guys that I call a friend of mine. Great dude. You know. But that's just his game. Same thing with Kiba. Kiba. Everybody know Kiba. When when your team is playing bad, because Kiba's in your ear. He called
right.
everybody on the bench. Everybody on the bench suck.
Yeah. I'm
But
cutting all
but
you. I'm
I had to
cutting all
learn
you
that
dudes.
about him.
Yeah, I'm cutting all you dudes. Nobody getting the
Yeah,
bid.
I had to learn that about him. You know that's how he motivates his team. Because he's done it. I've seen gold in the championship that we won in St. John's with Brooklyn that year. We were down 7 runs in the bottom of the seventh inning against a team called Panama. Right? They reamed us, and Dave don't really talk. They reamed us. He pulled me out of the game. We won that game 8-7 in the bottom of the seventh inning, down
Mm.
7-0. See what I'm saying? So it's their way of motivating you. I know Dave didn't mean the shit he was saying to us. Of course not. But he say that to get under your skin, to make you play better. Kiba does the same thing. He gets under your skin.
Now, Kiba be meaning some of that stuff.
That's
I
just
don't know.
Kiba. And I had to learn that about him because when I first saw him do it, I was like, damn, what's wrong with this dude, man? Like, nah, that's just how he is. Then when I got to know him on a personal basis, now I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. You know, I get it. Like I said, my fuel comes from a quiet place. I mean, if you can understand what that means, like I can be upset, but you'll never know it. You know, you'll never know it. So I may throw a glove here and there, but you won't hear me say nothing. That's just me dealing with me. Nothing to do with
Mhm.
nobody, because I know I messed that up. You know what I'm saying? But you don't see me throw a glove because a guy in second base made an error on a big play. You'll never. I mean, see, it may be in here, but it will never come out of here. Understand? The play is over. It's happened. What am I gonna say to the guy?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But you have guys that's not good enough for them. They gotta bring it out. You understand? Now they want to fight over softball. Nah, I've never been like that. You know, I've
Mhm.
always been a team player. I love the sport. I don't disgrace the sport. I don't like. I don't like try to embarrass myself or the game. I don't try to embarrass players because we all out there having fun. It's fun. It's supposed to be a time that we get together to celebrate each other in a way. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? If you
Mhm.
understand what I'm saying, like,
No, I agree with you.
because after the game, what do? Sit around, we drink, talk. We just beat y'all. Y'all just beat us 21-2, but we can still sit around after the game and laugh and talk and have a beer.
I think
That's
that's
what it's
what
about for
people.
me.
I think that's what people don't realize,
Hmm.
that part of the game in
Yeah.
those
Hmm.
parks. Like,
Yeah.
we can be enemies, and then afterwards we can sit and have a drink,
Yeah. Yeah.
or
Because.
be enemies in that park, and then go to another park and be on the same team together.
Hmm.
That's the bond that we had. Like, people don't
That's
realize
right.
we did that. You know.
That's right. You're 100% right. Like Jamal's umpired my games, and there's times when I've said things to him like, nothing crazy. I never got
Yeah, yeah,
personal
yeah,
like
yeah.
that, but I let him know my frustrations on a particular call, whatever. But it never got to the point where I got belligerent, got personal. After the game, yo, Jay, good game, baby, good game. Then he'll tell me, yo, Ron, you know what? If he made a bad call, Jamal, he'd always say it. Ron, I fucked up on that one. He wasn't one of these umpires that just shrugged the shit off. He admitted, all right, nothing you can do about it. The play is done. It's over. You can't go back and change it. Understand? But just that part let me know the type of dude he is outside of softball. You know what I'm saying? Sabu's the same way. Me and Sabu argue all the time when he umpires. I tell him all the time, you terrible. But at the end of the day, I'm gonna show you something. This right here is my tribute to Sabu. This right here. This belongs to a former. This was supposed to be for a guy that was playing on a team that I played on because he wanted this with his name on
Bucket,
it.
bucket.
But I look and I showed Sabu this one time. I said, Sab, I said I was gonna give this to a guy. It would belong to a guy of mine. But you know what? I'm gonna keep this in honor of you. You in that fishing hat.
Yeah,
Because
he
that's what I know him by.
he most
Sabu's
definitely with that
outside of
bucket.
softball, like from my relationship with him outside of softball, he's a great dude.
Yeah,
Other
Shout out to
people may have different
Sad.
opinions, but to me, hey, sad is sad. That's it.
Shout out to
Understand? He
Sad.
calls his game, and that's why I say the umpire, even Vinny, I never really had an interaction with Vinny. Like, of course, but after the game, yo, Vin, good game, baby. How you doing? Family good? Everybody's good? Yeah, man. You know, that's how I want. That's how I like it. I even go before games, and people who really pay attention and watch me, I go to the other dugout and shake hands with every player in that dugout before the game starts.
Mm,
That's my thing. Before the game starts, I do that. And guys are like, yo, Ron, man, look at that. I said, nah, I know those dudes. Even the ones I don't know. It's just showing respect to your opponent.
yeah, definitely.
You know what I'm saying? Sure, their team may suck, and you may beat them 20-0. All right. That's what you're supposed to do if you're playing a bad team. But that don't mean you have to ignore them. No, dude,
Right.
what's up? Hey,
Right.
good game. Even though they lost 20-0, yo, good game, man. Good hustle out there. Whatever the fuck. That's just it. That's what they know me as in the park. I'm just Ron. That's it. I'm just Ron. You know. So, like I said, I love softball. I love watching it. I love playing it. I've done it for a long time. It's coming to the end, but I don't know when that's gonna be. But
Yeah, exactly. It's never coming to the
yeah,
end. You just keep going.
yeah, man. But playing in Kingston Park was wow. That really opened my eyes to a lot of things, sports,
Mm,
softball wise,
yeah.
and you know, like you had a guy on the show. It was like 2-3 weeks ago. Um, you had
Jake.
was it Jake? Yeah, you had Jake. That's like 2 weeks ago, right? You had Jake on.
No, I had Jake a while ago.
Was it Jake?
I had Jake a while ago, but I did have Jake on here. I had Jake.
It
He
was
was
like
one
it
of
was
the
like
guys
two,
that
three weeks ago. Um,
I had
Damn, he
Regina.
was sitting in his living room. I can't think of the dude's name. Anyway, and he brought up that that there was a big betting going on games on the side in Kingston. I never knew about that until again Norm put me onto that,
Hmm.
and he showed me the guys that are doing it. I was like, nah. He goes, yo, Ron. He goes, he comes out to the mound. He used to sit there and we used to laugh, yo, Ron. I'm not saying we need I ain't put
You
no pressure
talking
on you,
about?
but I got
You
like
talking about?
5,000 on the game right now, so I need you to get this out. And we laughed like,
Money.
and I thought he was joking.
Yeah. You
But
talking
after
about?
the game, I found out, oh, you was serious. He goes, yeah, Ron. So you gonna pay me right now. Frank used to bet big money from what I'm
No, I know
hearing.
Frank. I know Frank used to bet big time. You talking
Yeah,
about Whip?
man.
I had
So,
Whip. Whip.
things
You
like
remember
that
Whip?
I never knew about when I first came to Kingston Park. I never knew it was open like that. I
Yeah.
mean,
I,
for a softball game, you betting that kind of money,
yeah.
but
I
they
had
did
Whip.
it.
It was Whip. That's why I had a couple of while. But he's doing the cancer thing, beat cancer, stage 4
Oh
cancer. I had
yeah,
Whip.
man. That's my man, man.
I had Whip.
I'm
I
on
had
his
Whip.
team, man, because my daughter's going through that.
Yeah. Bro, man, I hope everything works out, brother.
Yeah, my youngest daughter, she's going through that right now. Yeah, man.
Pray
But
for you. We're praying for
God
your
is
daughter.
good, man.
Yes, sir.
God
Yes,
is
sir.
good. Hmm.
And if you want to talk about that, we can. How are you handling that? If you want to talk about that, how are you handling that situation?
Holding God's hands. I'm believing. I'm believing His word,
Okay. Okay.
and
Wait.
He hasn't let me down yet. He hasn't let my daughter down yet. From 2 years ago that she was diagnosed to now, it's amazing. It's amazing.
This
I've
is.
seen things that
Mm-hmm.
doctors could not answer,
Mm-hmm.
but I know where it came from. So
Mm-hmm.
that gives me hope. That gives me hope for her to know
Mm-hmm.
that she has three beautiful kids.
Mm-hmm.
You know, three beautiful kids, man. So
Well, we're praying for you and your family, my brother.
I thank you for that, man.
We're
I
praying for
thank
you
you for
and
that,
your family, my
man.
brother.
Yeah, her name is Veronica.
Okay, Veronica, we praying for you, baby girl. We
Yeah,
got you.
man.
It's in God's hand. We
Yeah,
got you.
man. But it's. I'm not gonna sit here and say I don't think about it's not easy. It's
Yeah,
easy. No,
right,
it's not
right,
easy.
right, right.
But I believe God has a plan for everybody's life,
For sure.
and there's a reason for her to have had that. There's a reason for that,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm just glad that she is strong enough to realize that. Sure, she
Mm-hmm.
has her down days. She has her up days. and that's
Mhm.
fine. That's expected.
Mhm.
But to know that she don't let it like get to her where it's months in advance, months along. No, couple of days. I talk to her and then I see her post something. It's like my baby's back.
Mhm. Mhm. Mhm.
He's back.
There
Yeah,
you go.
yeah. She had a little recent setback. She came home today.
Mhm.
So I'm excited to see her next week. You
Well, that's
know,
good. That's good.
yeah, man. But I'm dealing with that. I got my son. He's in Connecticut. My other daughter, she still lives on the same block I grew up on.
Oh,
That's my oldest one. But
okay.
like I said, man, I believe in God. I've seen God do miracles in my life
Mhm.
that I can't even explain. So you know what?
Right.
I just do this and I point up there and Regina, you had her
Mhm.
on a few weeks
Yeah.
ago.
Yeah.
Psalm 91,
91.
that's real. I'm not here to preach. I'm not a preacher.
No,
I
speak your
don't read
truth,
the
brother.
Bible
Speak
every
your
night.
truth.
I
No,
don't go to
speak your
church
truth.
every Sunday. But what she told me about that on a personal level, she got down and broke it down to me. She told me about that
Mhm.
and how to implement it into my daily life.
Mhm.
My daughter started doing it 3 weeks ago.
Mhm.
It's real.
Yeah.
It's
There you
real.
go.
So I thank her for that. So I don't know if
Definitely.
you're watching, Gina, but
She'll
if
jump
you
on.
always
She'll jump on.
nothing but love, nothing but love from
She'll,
here. She already knows. She knows.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah, on that note, that's what's going on with that. And I thank
That's
you
good.
for your prayers and whoever's listening. Her name is Veronica, and you know she's gonna beat it. I know she is. It's too many signs pointing to it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Too many signs pointing to it. I don't care what no doctors say. I don't
There
worry
you
about
go.
that.
They don't
You know?
control nothing. The man
Yeah.
upstairs control everything.
Yeah, man. But other than that, baby, it is what it is. Now back to softball. What
Let's do that. Let's get back to it.
else?
Now, here's a segment that I call Around the Diamond, where we're gonna pick
Mm,
bottom of the seventh. You're gonna pick players, and we're gonna do Kingston Park because that's the park you
mm,
played in, and you get to pick the person you want at that position. First, short, second, pitch, outfield. Now, because this game is on the line, you up by one run and it's the bottom. So you got to get those three outs, but you need these nine guys to roll with you on the defensive side.
mm.
You ready for it?
But in Kingston Park.
You want to pick? Yeah, we
And I
can do
gotta
another
remember, I only
person,
played down there 3 years, so I don't really know the
but
old
but
timers, but I know
you
enough good guys. Okay,
you
all
go
right,
off your opinion. It's your knowledge. It's your picks. You don't have to. It's up to you. It's all
okay,
about
cool.
you and what you want to pick. You know what I mean?
All
It's
right,
your opinion.
catching. I gotta start with the catcher.
Okay, who do you want behind the plate?
Catching, I want Jake,
Okay, who you want at first base?
Lenny Benjamin.
Who you got at second?
Mm. Second base for me, I'd say it's and this is gonna be a kind of. I don't know. I think he plays second. I've
Okay,
seen him play second. I don't know if that's his position, but tap.
he plays short, but he can play
Yeah,
second and he can play third. He can play all over.
I've seen him play both, but
Yeah.
defensively, can't beat that. I don't know. Al Watson at short.
Okay, third base.
Third base. Damn. Who's the best third baseman I've seen? My third baseman would be damn, what's his name, man? I'll come back to third. I got his face in my mind. Just can't think of his name right now. We go to
Okay,
the outfield if you want.
okay. My boy
Okay.
Seven Cool Whip said what's up. Jaime said what's up to you. They all
All right.
tuning in. The
What up,
brothers are
fellas?
tuning in. Who you got in left field?
And left, I'm gonna go with um damn, told you, man. In left field, I'm gonna damn.
You're not hurting nobody's
What's
feelings.
the
It's
thing
your
is no,
opinion.
I'm seeing faces, but I'm trying to remember names. I tell you, I'm good with faces, bad with names.
Hit
Um,
Squad BVD 87, 88 champs. That's what I saw up there.
so left fielder. Didn't what's the name? Oh man, no, he played center field. We going with four outfielders or three?
Three.
Three outfielders?
Yeah.
Oh, then left field, Eddie Leche.
Who you got in center?
And center, you know who I got my man from Brooklyn. He can't throw for shit, but he'll run the ball down.
You talking about
Uh,
Milk?
Milky Man.
Milk can throw. Milk had a cannon. What are you talking
Well,
about?
I mean, I guess I missed his best years. But he can
No,
run a ball down. I ain't gonna
man.
lie, boy. He can run a ball down. I don't know how the hell he got jumps on the ball, but he was a good outfielder. I mean,
Milk is the
if it was
guy.
four,
I
Eddie
love.
Letcher would have been in center next to him. But
Yeah,
they're
I
still
love
next to
Milk.
each other. But
Yeah, I love Milk.
and
Milk's my guy. Who you
and
got
right
right?
and right, and I've seen him play there a few times. Um, what's the tall, skinny guy's name? He's the leader. He should play with Brooklyn. Tall, skinny guy, left-handed. Um, what's his name? And then he played on the team I played with too in BBD. Damn, man, I'm fucking up, man. I can't think of the dude. I got his fake, and he's slim dude. He played with the Black Sox. I think he was leadoff hitter. Played left
Talking about,
field. He played right field. Tall, skinny guy.
talking about Gordon?
What's his name?
No, he played. You said Black Sox?
He was I think he was a leadoff hitter. He's a lefty. He was a lefty hitter, but he very rarely pulls the ball. He slices the ball to left field a lot.
Talking about June?
June. I'm
Seven.
just
That's
going
the
to who I played with and who I've
seven.
seen play
Seven just
right
said
field.
that. Seven said that June. Oh, you told
June,
yeah,
and
seven.
I'm only saying that because these are the guys that I know I've
Of
seen play
course.
and played with. Now
No,
back
that's
to third.
you said Brooklyn. I remember June playing with Brooklyn, but
Yeah, I
that's
thought he played with Brooklyn. No,
played with Showtime.
Showtime. Okay, Showtime,
Yeah,
man. I got
that's
it
what
fucked
threw
up.
me off. That's what threw me
Yeah, I got it
off.
messed up. June, right, right. He played with
Yeah,
Showtime.
yeah, yeah.
As far as third base goes, that I've seen play third, and he was, but I don't know, but if you're talking Kingston, then I don't know. I don't know. It's gonna sound kind of weird, but I gotta go with Kiba. I don't know.
That's your pick.
I've seen him play third. I know he plays second, but I've seen
No,
Kiba play third in his
Keeper play all over the infield. Second,
yeah,
short. Mhm.
yeah. I mean, I could think of a better person outside of Kingston, but as Kingston Park goes, and I've seen him play third base in Kingston.
You
I've seen
pick
him
who
there.
you want to pick. You pick who you want to pick. It's your picks.
Oh, if it's third base, it's Eddie Delgado.
Eddie Delgado was crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he played fast pitch with me in Red Hook. Eddie Delgado,
it's
without a
up to
doubt, yo.
you. Pick who you
Eddie Delgado
want. Yeah,
pitching. You know who I'm going with that.
Speedo.
Speedo. Speedo. Kingston Park?
Yeah,
Speedo.
yeah,
What?
Speedo was.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how many people knew this about Speedy or actually seen this. I actually had the pleasure of seeing Speedy have a black and white book with names of all the batters and how he pitched to them. Yeah,
Really?
yes. I've
Speedo, we gotta talk, man.
I've seen that book. I've
I've heard of
seen
a black
that
book for girls, but a black book for
book.
players.
He had a
All
book
right,
of
Speedo, I gotta give
batters.
you a call, bro.
No, he had a book of the batters and pitches he thrown to them, and the book was stacked. No
What?
exaggeration. He will tell that story himself.
Oh, you
He
gotta
was
get Speedy on here, man. He gotta tell. I gotta hear that story.
I've had him on here, but I got to bring him back on again. We talked about it too. So yeah, Speedy, yeah, he'll tell you that
Wow,
story.
that's
Yes, yes. Speedy
wow.
did his
That's an
homework. Speedy
unknown
will do his
thing.
homework. Oh my God. Yeah,
Good, man. I can see why he
yeah,
was so good, man. I can see why he
yeah.
was so good.
Speedy did his homework. Um,
Wow,
yeah,
nice,
that's
nice.
the great ones did that.
Mm-hmm.
The great ones did that. They did their homework. He was one of the greats. Nesto, one of the greats. Ricardo, one of the greats. Um,
Ricardo, yep. Mm-hmm.
yeah, you got
Yeah,
my
man.
man Chris Howard, one of the greats.
Chris
You
Howard.
know,
Wow. Yes.
I had the
See,
pleasure
these
with.
guys, I'm seeing their faces, but I just can't think of their names, man.
I
Chris
had the
Howard, of
pleasure
course. Wow.
of seeing him, but it was later in his career. Shout out to
Mm-hmm.
Tap Senior. I seen
Mm.
him play later in his as he was older, of course, not while he was still doing his thing. I
Right.
heard he had crazy pitches. Smiley, another great one. Yes,
Smiley.
Smiley,
Yep.
another great one. Oh my God,
Mm-hmm.
Lenny Benjamin. Lenny Benjamin
Mm-hmm.
was a great pitcher. You know what I'm saying? Like it's so many, but
Yeah, that Lenny
yeah,
sure was. Yeah, he used to pitch. Yep. Lenny
yeah,
sure did.
definitely.
Wow.
So
That's what's up, man. But
it was
yeah,
great.
man, that's bring back a lot of good memories. But that's just guys that I've seen. Like I said,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure
Yeah, I mean it's
there's
tough.
guys
I
that
mean, we can go all day about who's
yeah.
what, who pitched
Mm-hmm.
where, and who did what.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And it's all about what you've seen in your opinion. Because I've seen people
Mm-hmm.
different. Like I would actually Universe, yeah, Universal was a great pitcher too, hands down.
Uni, yep.
Al Davis, yes, yes,
Al, wow.
yeah,
I
Al
forgot about
Davis,
Al.
yeah,
Yeah. Al
yeah.
was
People
pretty good in his
forget
day.
Al was
Yeah.
tough, yeah, Al was
Yeah,
tough,
Al was good.
yeah, yeah. And
Wow.
see,
I remember
these
not
are the
to
people
jump
who
off the
don't get the
subject, but
credit. See, these are other
uh-huh.
people who don't get credit. Like a Jacob, Universal, Al Davis, or Smiley. Guys that have done their thing in the parks. Yeah, rest in peace, Smiley. Yeah,
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
shout out
Wow.
to Smiley, definitely. Yeah.
Wow, that's what's up, man. Wow. Yep.
Mhm.
I remember the first time I played in Kingston, and I used to see this man, older gentleman, he used to always be at the games, but you see him politicking with a few people, whatnot. And one day he came over to me and he put his arm on my shoulder. He says, "Listen, after that was the game after I beat what's his name, that first game." And he came over to me. I didn't know who he was. And he goes, "Yo, he goes, how do you like my league?" You know who it was, right?
Ray Haskins.
I had no idea who he was. I
Yeah.
had no idea who the man was and why he said that to me.
Sabu. You got to put the hat back on, Ron, for Sab. Sab just joined.
Sam, put that hat on, man. Stop playing, man. Come on,
Sab
Sam.
just joined, man.
That's right. We're gonna have a Sabu hat day one day out there, yo. Everybody gotta wear a fishing hat. But yeah, man, Mr. Haskins, man. Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes. Another great man that I met down there, God rest
Mhm,
his soul,
mhm.
was Mr. Buddy Keaton.
Buddy Key. Yes, sir. Yes,
Yes.
sir. Buddy
Yes,
Key.
sir, man.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
You talk about a man that's, you know, and I'm saying that I haven't known him as long as maybe some of you guys
Mhm.
have, but the few years that I knew him and seen him and had words with him here and there,
Right, right.
yo, I can see how and why they named that park after him.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Yes.
Buddy was
He
Parks the
he
Park.
just came across so genuine and real, like I was talking to my dad. He
Mhm.
was real like that,
Oh yeah.
you know? Yeah, man. What? So it's
Helped
like
a
I
lot
said,
of
there's a
people.
lot of
It's a
old
lot of people
timers
who
down
work
there
in
that
Parks Department now because of Buddy Keaton.
hmm
Yeah.
yeah, I've like I said, on your show, I've heard people talk about him, things that I never even knew about. Like I said, I only knew him, you know, for the 3 years I was there and a little bit in St. John's when he used to
Mm-hmm.
come around, you
Mm-hmm.
know. So it's to me, he was that guy,
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so it's like me, like I said, my going back to, how I was raised by my mother and father was, You respect everyone.
Hmm.
Understand, especially your elders. And to me, he was that guy,
Hmm.
and I seen that from everybody.
Hmm.
You know, and like, wow, who's this dude? Like, that's Buddy
Right.
Keaton. That's, everybody know who he is. He's like the
For sure.
Godfather of this place.
Definitely
You know?
was.
But yeah, man, I remember
Coach,
all those
Coach
those
Lloyd,
those
Coach
some good
Lloyd.
times I had down there,
Sure.
man.
Hmm.
Good times.
Is there, before we close out, is there anything you feel like you didn't get a chance to talk about that you want to talk about before we close out?
Um, damn. Well, whatever, whatever. What I wanted to talk, what I didn't
Yeah.
want to talk about, which what I ended up doing was my daughter's situation,
Yes. Yes. I
you
understand.
know, and the things and the people that I've met through Kingston and St. John's Park of my whole 64 years on this earth and my 40 something years of playing softball, like those are, I want to say, 70% of the people that I know,
Mhm.
not including family members. I'm just saying outside my family. I've
Wow.
known them through softball, through those two parks right there, you know? And I played down there less than I've played in other places. And the reason why I think that is because of the friendships and how people came together at St. John's and at Kingston Park. I've never seen that before. First time I played in St. John's on the third, it was a 40 and over game. The only time I ever played 40 and over. And I came into the park and I stood on the mound and I looked to the bleachers. It was full on a Tuesday night. It was packed.
Yeah.
My girl, biscuit outside, selling fish sandwiches. You know what I'm saying? Like, what is this, yo? That's what
Yeah.
we do down here.
Mhm.
That's what we do. And Kingston Park, first time I ever pitched there. I'm looking around, I'm intimidated in a way. I've never pitched in front of a crowd in my life until I went to Kingston Park. I didn't, only people I knew was the people that played with me. Other than that, I didn't know who they were. Hell, you played on my team and I barely remembered you till you told me that story.
Yeah. I must have wasn't an impact, so it didn't matter.
I don't know about all that, but I'm just saying though, you were what you were. I wasn't, I didn't look at people like that, but
I
I'm just
just
saying
giving
like
you a hard time.
I can
Just
feel
giving.
it. They welcomed me into something I had never was a part of. And now when I watch your show and I hear the stories, I'm like, wow, that was a really great league.
Mhm.
It really was, man. Like just like you said, so many teams came from teams.
Mhm.
You know, teams from guys from Mo Better made their own team. Guys from uh, um, Black Sox made their own team, became another team. Another team became this team. Other teams became this. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? So it's a lot of that, and I just want to like, it's so many names that
Mhm.
help me get acclimated to that and
Right.
to pull me in that circle. Because you know how St. John's is. You ain't from St. John's, you ain't from nowhere.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like for me to come from somewhere else. Like I said, I played with Spanish guys my whole life until I went to Kingston, and I never knew the only good black ball players that I knew in my life. I never seen them play was my great grandfather, um, my father. I don't remember seeing him play, but he played, and my uncle. They played. Okay, and I'm gonna tell you what team my uncle played for. The Grays.
Mm.
He played with that team. Played with that team. My great grandfather knew Satchel Paige.
Wow.
He knew that man. You understand? So that's where my history comes from.
Mhm.
That's where I was used to seeing black guys play ball.
Right.
When I went to Kingston, I was like, damn, these black guys play pretty good. Because playing in the Spanish league, most of these I played, I was the only black guy.
Okay.
You could ask Eddie Leche, have him on. He'll tell you, I was the only black guy on the team in the league. That's why people know me outside of that. Oh, the black guy from this team, yeah, that's Ron. Yeah, that's him. Yeah, that's Ron. That's how they know me until I came
Mhm.
to Kingston Park and I seen my color, my people playing ball and having a good time and good at it, really good at it.
Mhm.
You know, one
Mhm.
of the best. Well, my most, if I could just say this, one
No,
of the
go ahead.
most
Go ahead, brother.
underrated players that I've played with,
Mhm.
and and to
Somebody,
this day,
somebody
he's
said,
a very dear friend of mine. You know, Reese.
"Oh my God, yes, I know Reese.
That's my man, yo. That's my man, man.
My
That's my
God,
man.
Reese.
That dude right there, him and Foster. I've never seen guys hit a ball like that. I've never seen a guy hit. When Reese catches it, he catches it. You know, I've seen Reese. Other than Reese, there's a guy named Darling. I don't know if you ever heard of him. Dominican guy. His name is Darling. You ever played in McCarran Park on the concrete side?
No.
No. Well, I'm pretty sure Butcher and them know what that park looks like. I've seen him hit that ball out of that park like the fence was 3 feet away. I mean, onto the dirt, across the street, over the bus, onto the next field, on the dirt field.
Wow.
Reese and Foster, the only two other guys I've ever seen do that. And of course, what's the name? He hit that shit on the roof off of me, but
Oh yeah, Big
we ain't
Gary,
gonna talk about that.
Big Gary.
But yeah,
Um,
man.
Jaime said, "Tell the BVD story."
Oh, wow. Wow. Damn. Jaime, you going back. Wow. The BVD story. Which one? Which one, dude? What, when they made us break the team up because we're winning too much? What? Which one? Couldn't lose down there, man. It's like they made us break the team up. I know that story. That Heather made us break the. Well, at the time, her father was running the league,
He said, "Yeah."
Bob.
He said, "Yeah." That one. He said, "Yeah." That
Yeah,
one.
man. And they made us break the team up. But yo, we had a fucking house. Yo. We had a fucking house. It's like you. It's like taking candy from a baby, yo. And we
Oh,
won so much that they was like, "Nah, you guys got to break the team up. You can't come back with the same guys." And that's when Heather made that rule after Bob gave her the league, his daughter. She made that rule that you can't have more than I think it's 4 good players on your team.
what?
And that's when we just left the league.
What this league was that?
That was in the BVD league. They played in Woodhaven Boulevard.
And they said you can only have 4 good players on your team.
Yeah, after because we were winning so much,
But that
we
was
would
just
never
few.
fucking lose a chip. So they had to do something because other teams was quitting. Remember, it was a white boy league.
Okay.
We were the only black king team down there,
Okay. Okay.
and we were like mercy ruling them every game.
He said,
So
"Pound
it got to the point where
four."
the teams didn't want to come in, so she didn't want to lose her league, and that's when they made that bullshit rule. So, in, at the end, is end up leaving. Like fuck it, it's not worth it. You know what I'm saying? We used to. This is my team. I thought this was open league. We didn't have no illegal players. It's just that guys hit. Like I
Dio
told
said
you, I
that,
never knew black guys play like that. They
Dio,
went down here, and it was a wrap. But yeah,
Dio
man, they
said they
played there, and
barred
they
him
also
from the
play in a
league.
field called the Oval next to the hockey rink.
Oh wow. Dio
Hmm.
said they barred him from the league.
Who?
Dio.
Oh yeah. Is it Dio's fault that he's good? It's not
That's
his
crazy.
fault. Is it
That's
his fault that is it any of our fault that we played better than them white boys?
you know.
No, the white boys was running shit down there till we came in that motherfucker. They used to stack teams against us and still lose. Couldn't handle it. And that's when I was like, that's when I hear the stories and people come on and they talk.
Mhm.
And I was like, wow, you know what? If they would have kept us in that league, we'd have never lost a game in that league. We'd never lost a chip in that league. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I think I hear the Kingston stories. I'm like, wow, how the fuck Mo Better ever lost to anybody? You know what I'm saying? Like, how AL ever lost to anybody?
It's easy. It's easy. I
You
can
know,
tell you
because yeah,
the
I
team.
know. I mean, I have an idea why. Because the
Yeah,
team that
yeah.
you're playing against was just as good or pretty close.
Remember, I said technician. You
Right.
got to
Mm-hmm.
match with match. So if you playing more better, okay, we see how they winning. We got to get to a team that's just like that. If
Mm-hmm.
not on that level, but compatible to where they know what to do, they know the situation, they play good deep. So you got to match
Mm-hmm.
that with that,
Yeah.
and and that.
Yeah, like I was listening. I think it was last week when Jamal was on, and you guys was talking about Chris, how he looks at the game. Jamal
Yeah,
was saying that, like how Chris looked at the game, like he looked at it different, And when you guys was breaking it down, it made sense, you know. He looked like, he just broke it down like that, and I guess that's why he won so much
yeah,
because he broke it down to make it simple. You know what I'm saying? So he looked at it different. Like me and I would go on the field. Well, how many guys? Who we got? We got this guy, this guy, and this guy. All right, then we should win. And we end up losing. Why? Because we didn't pay attention to that team and what they do well. Sure, we can hit well, but close games, like Chris' thing was, other than that game that I pitched against him, which, was the game of my life in Kingston Park to this day, is that he saw it before it happened. Like he looks at how guys play. Like I think Jamal was saying something like that. Like he would look at a guy play and he would know more or less what he's gonna do on his at bat. Like how do you know that? And they would know how to pitch to him and it would work. And so, the story with Chris, how they was talking about him, like, I don't know Chris personally.
mhm,
I don't know him personally. I've only met him a couple of times in my life since, playing down there. I've seen him, but never really like sat down and talked to the man.
mhm,
But I sit back and I think how his teams were and how he used to do his games. There was times when Chris used to intentionally slow a game down
mhm.
when teams he would intentionally on bullshit though. Like you arguing with the umpire on an obvious out. It could be a fly ball to center field and the guy made a call. Why is Chris going to the umpire talking to him? Why? Because he's getting the other team out of the game, stopping their momentum. Chris was good at that. And a lot of people don't realize. I think back on it now, and I realize what he was doing. Me, as when I managed my team called Coast, and we won a few championships out in Queensbridge and all that, and over in Greenpoint. I sort of did the same thing because I remembered it when the team started to try to get on a little roll. I used to do bullshit to stop the game for a little while, and it worked. Right, you break the momentum. You know. Oh, timeout. Hold on. I go out to the mound. I tell my second baseman, yo, when you go back to second base, like tie your shoes. All right. Outfielder, yo, and we would have a signal for it. This would be the signal to delay the game. I
Mhm.
don't give a fuck what you do, just delay the game. Slow him down. And Chris did that. I've seen him do it, just to break the momentum. And that's what I mean by Chris. He thinks. He thinks the game. You know what I'm saying? I guess that's why he was such a good coach.
Mhm.
I was never into thinking softball like that ever.
Right.
So, you know, so when
Me either.
I'm hearing the
Me either.
stories that you guys were telling last week, I was like, wow,
Yeah,
it
me either.
really makes sense.
Never thought about it until it actually happened.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. I heard your stories, when you played with them and your time down there, and I'm like, wow, okay. You play with a lot of good teams. Like a lot of those teams you guys were talking about, I never heard of them. Like the Horsemen.
Yeah. Right,
Heard of them.
it came right after the Cubs.
Yeah, I never heard of them. I knew Earl.
Yeah.
I knew the USA team. Not I knew some of the players on it, but
Hmm.
I never really seen them play. You
Yeah.
know, because I never played oddball.
Think we broke. Well, that the Horseman was Kingston. That was
Yeah,
King.
I didn't know who they were,
Yeah.
and from what I'm hearing, they were a very good team.
We
Excalibur. I never heard of
Excalibur.
them. Never seen
That
them
was
play.
that was a superstar team. You know.
I never seen them play.
Yeah. Because by then, depending on when you came into the league, I think I want to say the last real championship, 2002, 2003.
Hmm.
And I was with the team that won the championship, Genesis. We beat USA. Jamal was on that team. Um,
Genesis.
yeah, we beat Genesis.
Okay.
That was another team, but you had
See, all those teams, I've never heard of those teams, man.
you had Excalibur, you had USA, you had the Tribe, you had Genesis, you had the
The
Clippers.
Tribe, I think I remember them.
Tribe, yeah, you had the Clippers. Now this is during my time, of course. Um, and then you had a team called the Misfits. You had the Regulators. You had me and
I
Jamal was just
remember a team that, and
Hornets,
this guy
Outlaws.
used to always say that they were the what was that? What was that prize they gave to the what they call the Commissioner's Cup champions? And what's they? I think it was a team called the Cardinals.
No, that was Kingston. That was
It
Kingston.
was Kingston, right? Because I
Cardinals.
remember because Norm used to,
Yeah, it was well, you had
and I was
Cardinals.
like, why? But their center field was pretty good though.
You had Cardinals. You had Bad Boys. You had
Bad boys,
Desperados. And look,
Desperados, yeah,
now keep in mind that's where you got your Mels, your Ties, your Little Mikes. They come from that Desperado Bad Boy Cardinal.
really.
Yeah,
Oh, I
yeah,
didn't know that.
yeah.
I didn't
Yeah.
know that.
That's
Wow.
that's how
Yeah.
much the
Oh,
history is in that
Little
part.
Mel.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow, man. I
They
mean, when I
all,
played with Little Mel, he was. That's when he had Evolution.
yeah. But that's who
That's
they
when I met
filtered
Little
through.
Mel. Put my phone up. Yeah, man. Wow, man.
Yeah, that's how
That's what's up, though.
yeah, they filtered
I
through.
didn't know that.
They filtered through that, got better, got stronger, and then that's how they became. He played on AL. He played on Brooklyn. Yeah, can't forget the Buck, the
The
Twins,
Bucks.
Playboys. It was so
Okay.
many teams, man. I think at one point somebody had a shirt where they broke Kingston up into two different divisions. There was 8 teams in each division. And you
Really?
talking about Posse, you're talking about
Posse. Yeah. I played
man,
with Posse one season.
yeah, it was so many teams, man. I mean it was games going on from 8 in the morning to 6 at night,
Mm-hmm. Sure enough.
you know.
Sure enough, yo.
There was games going on. So the league has a lot of history. A lot of history.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
That's got to be one of the best all-time leagues in Brooklyn.
if and that's why I'm trying to get people to tell this story because
Right.
it's not told that like you said that was only one of the
Mm-hmm.
only black leagues in Brooklyn, not Long Island, not Queens, not
Yep.
Staten Island, not Manhattan, not the Bronx, in Brooklyn.
Well, let me ask you this: 'cause you would notice, and I think I've heard someone say this before, but I forgot.
Mhm.
Like, what year did that league start?
We talking about Kingston?
Yeah. What league did they start? What year did they start playing ball down there? You know,
Well, from what I understood, they started playing in Kingston in 1991,
91.
but it came from another park. Um,
Okay.
it came from another park. 1990. Okay, thanks, Kiba. But it came from another park. And if
What
I'm
up,
not
Key?
mistaken, was that Bristol it came from, or I think it was Bristol where it came from. It started in Bristol and came
Hmm.
from there. So that's
Who was
how
the
it got.
first champion of that league?
From what I understood, it was either Hall of Fame
Mm.
or um, I had them on here. And I can't think of the name. Impalas, Gersh,
Impalas?
Impalas. Im-
Wow.
it's funny because people talk about matchups. You talk about great teams, right?
Hmm.
Okay, Impalas won 10 world famous. I'm sorry, world famous. Impalas won like 9 or 10 championships straight.
They have the longest championship win streak in that park?
Not in Kingston, but in Gersh.
In
But
Gershman.
if you match up those teams, then now that time was different. That's why I said it's history. You know, um, Mo Better won almost, if I'm not mistaken, not straight, but I know they won about 10, 11 championships. If I'm not
Wow.
mistaken. If I'm not mistaken. In Kingston. In Kingston. And it might not have been under the Mo Better umbrella, but I think one time they was Source Money or something else. But that's how far the history goes back, man. That's why I try to get a lot of the older guys from that era
Yeah.
to
I wish I was around then, man.
oh,
I
me
know I
too.
would
Oh
enjoy
my
it.
God. Me too.
Wow.
Me too.
When
I would
did
love to
Mo Better come in the league?
no, Mo Better came in the 90s.
In the 90s?
Yeah. Reg, when did Mo Better come into Kingston?
Wow.
He can.
That's what's
He's
up.
on here. Seven is on here too. They can answer that question because they
Oh yeah.
both
What
played.
up, Seven?
Yeah, so they both played with Mo Better at that time. They can answer that question. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah,
I was gonna when you had Jake on,
hmm
you had Jake on, right? And I
yeah,
was listening to his stories. I didn't want to say nothing into, but
yeah.
I was gonna write under the text, yo, Jake, my left nut still ain't dropped yet.
Because you hit him. Because he hit you.
That motherfucker hit me one time in Kingston.
Oh,
Man, listen,
93
I know.
94.
Obviously, I didn't finish the game, but it's just a funny thing that happened.
Yeah,
Him and Jamal and Jacob. Nah, I was scared to piss at them. They shoot
yeah,
the middle.
yeah, yeah.
I mean, I don't know if they meant to do it or that's just their swing,
That's just their
but
swing.
most of the time it's right back up the middle.
That's just their swing.
Later on in time, whenever I pitch to them and I let the ball go, I go to the side because
Yeah,
that's just their thing though. But
yeah,
that's the game,
yeah.
That's the game though. But yeah, man, you had a lot of guys that thing with Kingston Park being that right field was so short.
hmm
I felt like playing in that park made you a better hitter.
Depending on
You
how you look
know,
at it. Yeah.
yeah, because you knew righty or lefty, they trying to hit the right field.
Oh yeah.
So if a pitcher knows that, most of the time he's going to get you out. So now you had to adjust to learn how to pull the ball, put
Yeah.
it somewhere else.
Yeah.
And like I said, tap, um, those guys, what's his name? He passed away already. I think his name was Mike
Mike
something,
Marsh.
Mike Marsh.
Yes.
They were
That
good at
guy.
that. They
Yeah.
were good at that. When I played in Kingston Park, I never really batted a lot. I just pitched a
Mm.
lot. I
You
never
just
really
pitch.
hit in Kingston Park. No, I never really hit there.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I just pitched in their DH, but they DH for me. But I never hit in that. Never really had games where I hit a lot in that park. I hit a lot when I went to St. John's.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but yeah, that game. I think that park taught a lot of guys how to use the whole field.
Definitely.
It taught a lot of pitchers. I know it taught me how to pitch to certain players and pitch a certain way in other parks that was similar to Kingston.
I was just about to say it definitely
Yeah,
helped you
it
do
taught
that.
me how
Yeah.
to pitch in those parks.
Mhm.
You know, but yeah, man. But thanks to a lot of the guys down there that were pitchers and very good pitchers. Like I said, Speedy taught me a lot and didn't even know it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Speedy taught me. So if you don't hear Speedy, thanks.
Yeah. He'll probably
Yeah,
catch
man. What?
he'll catch
Yes, man. Speedy taught me a lot watching him pitch. Lenny with that lefty, that
it.
lefty pitch. him and Riz. It's like, damn, man, these guys are pretty good, yo. Like, how do you do that? You know?
Yeah.
But like I say, this guy named Feo, he taught me how to throw the curveball underhand. He taught me how to throw the knuckleball. He
Mm.
taught me that. I I made it a little better to work for me when I saw Speedy pitch. And I asked him one time, Speedy, yo, how you throw your pitch, yo? And he showed me.
Oh yeah,
Speedy
he would.
showed me.
Yeah, he'll show you
Yep.
to this day.
Yep. Speedy showed me how to throw it.
Yeah.
And thanks to him, I had some good years down there in St. John's and other places too. Remember, I started pitching in 2015. I haven't pitched nowhere else. I started pitching there. Yep. But yeah, man, I have so many good memories. I have so many friendships I've had because of Kingston and St. John's Park.
Mm.
You know, like I said, they made me feel like I was a part of that, even though I didn't grow up around there or
Right.
none of that. You know what I'm saying? And now I'm not saying that's because I'm an African American or nothing like that. You understand? They just made you feel like, yo, Ron, this is home.
Right.
And I always feel comfortable playing in that park. Anyway, I
Yeah.
played in a lot of leagues. Played some good leagues, some bad leagues, some good teams, some bad teams. Won a lot, lost a lot. Whatever. That it is what it is.
Yeah.
But the fact that what I want to say to you by having me on here, I thank you for that. I didn't even think you even thought of a brother like that to be on here like that. Like I said, I don't have a lot of history in Kingston Park. I have more in St. John's than Kingston,
Mhm.
but I heard a lot of good stories about the Kingston. Like I said, the 3 years I played there, the
Mhm.
teammates I had, the winning, the losing, all that, the people I met. I would never take that away from myself. I would never, I would love to do that again.
Mhm.
You understand? It was a life experience in a way. You know what I'm saying? I think the type of player that I am made that park made that difference to me.
Right.
When I went to that park, it made me like softball. Remember, I was a baseball player.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
That
Me
was what I
too.
love.
Me too. Me
Yeah, I
too.
loved it enough to go play in the Mexican league. So
Yeah, that was
I
different.
just wanted to play.
Right.
But
Right.
Kingston Park made me love softball
Mhm.
because I love the competition. I
That's
love
good. That's
competition.
good. Kingston Park made me love
Yeah,
softball.
man. I
Definitely.
love playing against the best teams, man. They beat me sometimes. Sometimes I get them. That one time I got more better. That's the biggest one I ever had in my life in that park. I can hang my hat on that. And
That's what's
Norm,
up.
I'm never gonna forget what you came to the mound and told me that day. All right. You could have just come and took me out of the game. You ain't had to say that. Well, it looked good when it left your hand, Ron. Really do?
You know,
But
it's
yeah, but it
interesting that
was
the people that
good
come on,
friendships I've had through there. Good friendships.
definitely.
And I appreciate you having me on, all that good stuff. To everybody that's here, y'all know me. I know you guys, most of you. I'm pretty sure I know most of everybody on here.
You do.
Much love to your families and all that. And nothing but the best moving forward. Hopefully I see you out there this summer.
Right. I,
You
I
know?
just want to close on this before everybody thinks, this show, you got to have specific people on here. I think I know with my show, we all got a story. Whether you
Hmm.
played 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, you summed it up best. The 3 years you played in there, the relationships you've met in that park is the reason why you have your own story about
Hmm.
that park. And that makes a difference. Look, we went. Did you think we were going to do 2 hours today in an interview? That's how much the
Yeah,
storyline
man.
was.
It
You know
was
what I'm saying?
it's all
So,
right though. It's all right. It's
but
well
that's
worth
what
it,
I'm
man.
saying. So we all got history in that park, and that's what make that park so unique. The players you
Hmm.
played with, the players you played against, everybody is unique in its own way. So I don't want people to think that when I do reach out and say, "Hey, I want you to be on the show," and they go, "Oh, Al, I don't have nothing to say." Yes, you do. You have a story. Or I wouldn't have reached out to you. You know,
Mm.
I want to pull different people. You don't always want to pull.
Yeah,
You don't always want to
yeah.
pull. Yeah, I can call Al and get him on here. I've already had Seven on here. I've had Butch on here. But what about the people they're not going to hear? They're not going to hear from. Let me get him on. You know,
Hmm.
Like I want to do another one with Jacob. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
it's a lot.
Hmm.
Herm, I got to get my man Herm on here. I had Jaime on here. There's a lot of people that's on here. I've had on
Hmm.
here that they wouldn't expect to be on. So
Right. Exactly.
that's
That's
what
how I
I'm saying.
felt. That's how I feel right now. Like,
Yeah,
really?
it's
You want when you told me about it, I said, really? You were like, yeah. I was like, I don't know. You were like, yeah, guys, just tell you we're gonna have a conversation.
that's
I
all
said,
we have.
I guess I could do that. But
That's
like I said, I'm not, but I'm glad to have the opportunity to share my story
definitely
from my perspective. And like
yes.
I said, if I forgot to mention anybody, it's not because I didn't. It's just that it's just so many.
Right.
It's
It's a
just
lot.
so many, man. Some of them stick out in my mind for no reason at all, but I have a story with them
No
because I
doubt.
played next to them.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So I can say names and you'd be like, why did he mention that? Like why did he
Yeah.
mention Kiba for third?
Yeah.
Because I know Kiba playing. I've seen him play third. I know for me, I'm pretty sure
Right.
there's guys out there that much better. Now you say in
Of
all the softball
course.
that I play with,
Of
Mikey
course.
Delgado.
Of course.
That's
It's
it.
you. It's your names.
Yeah, yeah, but that's the good thing about this platform here. You get to tell your side of what you saw.
Exactly.
There's no judgment
None.
because it's
Not at
your
all.
story.
It is what it is.
It's your story from your eyes. But I'm waiting to hear you and your story, dude.
What story you want
I
to
don't
hear?
know. I can't tell your story. I don't know. I don't know. I think we're gonna have to get somebody to interview you on here.
We've been trying to get somebody up here to do it. I've been
They don't have to be in your house.
nah, they don't. They don't have to be here with me. They listen.
Yeah, man.
If
But
if, if
I like when you get
anybody
the old timers on, man. I love to hear their stories, man.
if anybody wants to come on and interview me, they are more
Hmm.
than welcome to
Yeah,
let me
man.
know what they
We gotta
want
hear
to
your
do,
side. I mean,
and
you
I
got some
and
good
I'll
people on
try to.
this show. I ain't gonna front. Yeah, I think you should get a lot more of the ladies on there and hear their softball stories.
You
Because
know,
that one with Regina was really good, man.
well, I had Regina, I had Renee, I
I
had
didn't see that one.
yeah, I did Renee. And I was going to do a segment with a lot of the ladies, but some of them, they just don't want to get on the camera.
Yeah,
They just
yeah.
don't want to do it.
I
But
didn't even know Regina played like that. I've seen her play, but vaguely. I've
I've
seen
been
her play in
trying,
Highland Park.
I I've been trying to get Mousy. I've been trying to get
Mousy.
Mousy.
Wow. Okay.
I've been trying. I'm just waiting for him to give me the feet, the
Jaime been
day.
on? Jaime been
Oh,
on?
haven't been on? Yeah, haven't been on? I
Oh,
had
I
Jaime
must
on.
have missed that one, man. My bad,
Yeah.
Jaime. How you doing, bro?
No, I had my family on. Yeah, I listen. I reach in the bag. I reach in the
I
bag, and,
see. Yo, you reached in the
if
bag
I
and
gotta
found
go,
my ass, yo.
if I gotta go reach back in the bag and get somebody, I'm gonna go reach y'all. I think somebody they want to hear from you. Let's get on here.
That's
And
what's up, man.
I
Wow. That's
salute to
what's up,
everybody
man.
that just said, you know what? Everybody that jumped in, I really appreciate them for really doing the show.
Nah, we appreciate you
I
for
love
bringing
it.
this to the light, man. Nobody's doing this. You're
Yeah.
bringing it to the light. You're making guys think back on things that they never thought they would accomplish that they accomplished, and we're bringing it back.
Mm.
Like I said, my daughters, they're watching. They never knew this about their dad. They never knew dad knew that many people. They never
He
knew the
knows
thing
a lot.
about the all black softball league.
Yeah.
My girls are into basketball. They're not really into the baseball thing. My son, he's both ways. My son's on here. What's up, Pop? What's up, Toya? You know.
Yeah,
So
get it
yeah,
out.
that's why I said they watch it on YouTube. But
Yeah.
but yeah, man, I appreciate it, bro. I really
No,
do.
no problem,
Much
King.
love to
No
you and
problem.
your family. Best of health. Happy Thanksgiving. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year's. All that. And that's for
Yes,
everybody that's listening that's on here tonight. Okay? Love you guys, man. You're like brothers, man. I really mean that. You're like
yes.
brothers.
Joe, they go see
Okay? And
Pancake
thank
just
you so
joined.
much, man.
Pancake just joined. Rest in peace, T.O. This was a T.O.'s
Oh
vision. And
yes.
yeah, it's definitely a
Tio.
T.O.'s vision. Definitely a
Yes.
T.O.'s vision.
Thank you.
And
Thank you, T.
me and him have had
Wow.
plenty of conversation. He was the very first interview that I did. Very first
Yes, he
interview.
was. I saw that one. Yes, he
Yeah,
was.
very first. And then my man Reg was the second one, and then there was Speedy. So those are the
Speedy, yeah.
first three interviews that I did. So
Yeah.
salute to my three
Speedy gotta
kings.
get me you gotta get him back on. Tell me about that black book. Wait till I see
Oh
him in
yeah,
the park, yo, my man. Wait till I
yeah.
see him in the park. Yo, Speedy,
I'm gonna
what's
get
up with that black book? You still got that?
I'm gonna get Speedy. We just gotta figure out. when he ain't traveling from North Carolina to Brooklyn to Pennsylvania to upstate New York. I
Yeah,
gotta snag him
yeah.
down.
That was a nice little tidbit. I wasn't expecting that with Speedy. Wow.
Oh yeah,
Okay, that's good.
listen.
That's
I'll give
really
him.
good,
He
yo.
got a lot more gems. I'm telling you, it's a lot that I don't put out here. I listen. What my
Oh,
man
I know
Denzel
you got
said.
stories. I know
My
you got
man
stories.
Denzel. I got cases on all you if I want to.
Yo, that's so cool, yo. You got cases
I
on
got
all you motherfuckers.
cases. I got some
Ah, don't come
gems.
at Al sideways. You gonna tell it.
I got some gems. I'm telling you, corner
That's
pocket.
what's up, man. That's what's up, man. Well, I
But
appreciate you, Al. Appreciate you
definitely,
so
man.
much,
Thank you for
man.
doing the show, King. I
Thank
really
you for this,
appreciate
man.
you.
You made my day, man. You made my day. Thank you so
King,
much,
all
man.
day, baby. I'm here for you.
Okay. To my girls, I love you. To my son, love you. See you guys soon. See you next Tuesday, actually.
He says, "Caesar."
All right. Yeah, I'll be up
All
there
right,
next Tuesday. New York. Yeah.
all
I'll
right.
spend Thanksgiving with them. And but anyway,
Kiba, you
Al,
might have a
appreciate you, my
Kiba,
brother. Love you so
Kiba, you
much,
might have a
man.
game that weekend. You can get Ron to pitch.
Huh? Yeah, let me
So
know,
Kiba,
man. I'll come through, man. I'm
no,
through. I'm not all over the city playing no more. So
I was telling Kiba you're gonna be home next weekend. He might have a game. You know what I'm saying? To get you in there to
all
pitch.
right. Hey, they know me. They know how to get me. My glove is still in New York.
But
Yeah, man.
appreciate you,
Yes.
Ron. Thank you again.
All
Appreciate the
right.
compliments. And I'll talk to you later, my brother.
All right. Thank you, Al.
All
Have
right,
a good
King.
night. Best to you and the family, okay?
Same to you and yours, brother.
Okay, my brother. Later. Thanks, guys.
All right, everybody. We're gonna close out the show. Thanks to my man Ron for doing this interview. Really appreciate him. My prayers are with him and his lovely daughter Veronica. You know, we want to say our prayers out for her and the family. Hope she continue to get well and do better. As my man Whip would say, fuck cancer, definitely. And we want to salute and give praise to the ones that battling and dealing with that. And you know, we with you in our prayers always. So if you do that, please put up them prayer signs in here. um, A60 is going to be signing off. I want everybody to have a great Thanksgiving, but we are going to do another interview pre-Thanksgiving, bringing on one of the coaches, and we're going to do a coaches segment. We're going to be talking about mental health with the kids in sports. Now I have my boy Daryl Smith on here with Speedy. Speedy training is what he has going on. Sabu, salute to you, King. Dio, you already know. And to everybody else, enjoy your weekend. Stay healthy. Continue to be in good spirits as always. All right. Peace and love. A60 is out. Brooklyn's in the heart. Texas is where I live.